When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek Wi Talk, my people, Mek Wi Talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek Wi Talk, people, Mek Wi Talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek Wi Talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Mek Wi Talk. When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek Wi Talk, my people, Mek Wi Talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek Wi Talk, people, Mek Wi Talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek Wi Talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Mek Wi Talk. People.
Good evening. It's 6:48. Welcome to another edition of the Mek Wi Talk program this evening. We're going to have with us some distinguished guests coming in to speak with us. But in the meantime, let us get into some news of the day that was coming into us. Today, we have some swearing in of some mayors across the country. Swearing in of both PNP and JLP people. Councillors and mayors get sworn in across the country. You also have oh Lord, what is this? Yes, we're gonna, and you also have this where government lawyers slam SSL. The SSL saga is still in the highlight. Man stabbed to death during dispute with his wife, with a woman. Vernon of Montego Bay. He's now the mayor for Montego Bay. You also have a lot of people being sworn in. Here is it. Richard Vernon of Montego Bay. He was the deputy mayor. Now he's now mayor. He came on this program many times. And I'm pretty much sure we can invite him back as he's mayor now. Deputy Mayor, Councillor Richard Vernon, is the new mayor for Montego Bay and chairman for the St. James Municipal Corporation. Vernon is 34 years old. Wow. Some very young people getting into politics. Very young people getting into politics in the land of wood and water. But you know something, today we had a discussion on what is going on in Haiti. And I want to say thanks to all those who contribute to my computer. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I want to say thanks again as soon as we get some more people on, because for those who give, maybe they're not on it as yet. But I must say thank you all very much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all very much. This evening, we're going to speak to Senator Gabriella Morris of the PNP, Senator Gabriella Morris. She's also the president of the People's National Party Youth Arm. We're going to speak to Michelle Thomas. She is the councillor for the Duhaney Park Division in St. Andrew East Central. We're going to speak to Mr. Graham Evangelist from the University of the West Indies. He's running for Guild President at the University of the West Indies. Our topic this evening is local government election, and Juliet Holness sitting on EUJ report. It was tabled in the Parliament, and Mrs. Holness sitting on it. Refused to tell the people of Jamaica what is going on with that. We're going to speak about that also. We're going to speak about vote buying in Jamaica too. I want to hear the views on political, hear the views from both the senator and from the councillor and from the young man who's going to come on with us. So that is where we stand this evening. I don't know why I feel this way. I don't feel a little bit under the weather this evening, but anyway, we're gonna carry out the duty. We have our work to do, and we have to do the work. So this is what we're gonna speak about this evening. As soon as they come on, we're gonna touch on the topic. But I want to say thanks to all of you. There is a funeral going on now for Peter Morgan. Funeral service for Peter Morgan from Morgan Heritage. And we must say on the behalf of the Mek Wi Talk family, our condolence to the Morgan Heritage family and the passing of Peter Morgan. The funeral going on in Orlando for him right now. And our heart goes out to him. I don't want no white rum. I don't want to behave on yourself. Why don't I behave on yourself? I don't want any white rum. So, our heart goes out to the Morgan Heritage family. You know something? I see wherein they said that some places in the Caribbean are turning their back on the people of Haiti. Some places around the world also is doing the same thing. I wonder what is going on, why they're doing that. I'm, trying to figure out. They're saying that there is over $1 trillion that is accountable for in Jamaica. And I keep on telling people that we blame politicians for a lot of things. I'm not saying that they're not to be blamed. But the permanent secretaries for various organizations in Jamaica, various government entities in Jamaica, is to be blamed for the level of corruption. $1 trillion of taxpayers' money is unaccountable for in Jamaica. $1 trillion. $1 trillion of taxpayers' money gone like Sammy Mouth. And nobody is locked up for it. Nobody is dragged before the court for the $1 trillion of taxpayers' money that has gone down the drain. $1 trillion. $1 trillion of taxpayers' money is unaccountable for. And these permanent secretaries who have the privilege to handle the kitty. In other words, they are the one who, when the MPs go to them, they have to sign off on it. When to go to various departments, they have to sign off on it. $1 trillion of taxpayers' money is unaccountable for in Jamaica. And you don't hear anything about it. You don't hear the Prime Minister speak about it. You don't hear nothing at all about it. But $1 trillion of taxpayers' money gone down the drain. And we ask ourselves the question many times. Are these people serious of stemming the corruption that is going on in the country? Are they really serious or just playing willy-nilly with people's money? Huh? Are they serious? $1 trillion of taxpayers' money gone down the drain. And Marlene Malahou Fort, the Minister of Constitutional Affairs, is paying $4.5 million of taxpayers' money in rent per month. $4.5 million. I wonder if some politician own that building. Because when I see those things, it's politicians that own that building, or somebody within the family own the building. 4.5 million rather, not 1.5. $4.5 million of taxpayers' money gone down the drain. Because you're paying rent for it. You're using that money to pay rent. They're using that money to pay rent, and we must ask questions. We must ask questions. Who that building belongs to. And that is why I believe that the government of Jamaica, the time they waste money to be paying rent all over the place. They love to borrow money. Why don't they borrow some money from the Chinese and build a vast building to hold all the ministries them under one umbrella? They're building a big parliament building. Build it on the parliament building. Or build it on the lawns of Jamaica House. Because a lot of properties there is just being wasted. The lawns of King's House. Vast amount of land that is being wasted. And we have to be paying money to upkeep Jamaica House lawn, to upkeep King's House lawn. We the taxpayers of Jamaica. By the way, somebody sent me a picture, it's now in the newspaper. The official resident of the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Bay Royal, is a disgrace how they have the property. Nobody don't live there but the duppies. The former prime ministers who are dead and gone, and them live there. And the building is rotting down, the building is tear down. Half of it said so. What did the half said so? It tear down. I agree with you, Michelle. Let's get away from borrowing money from the Chinese. You must can borrow money somewhere else. But based on what is going on now, they can borrow money from the Chinese because they can get a little thing under the quiet there. You know, money under the quiet there, put it in their pocket, So, they can borrow from the Chinese. They're spending $4.5 million of taxpayers' money a month to pay rent. The Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs said that in the Parliament yesterday. And $1 trillion of taxpayers' money is accountable for. And you don't hear nothing about it. I want you to go and research Sri Lanka. When the people of Sri Lanka had enough of the dynasty of Sri Lanka, because in Sri Lanka you have Muma in a parliament, you have Pupa in a parliament, you have brother in a parliament, you have brother in a parliament in one family, the Gupta's family. One family in the parliament. The whole of them inside there. And they run Sri Lanka to the dirt. till the people of Sri Lanka said, enough of you all. You know what they did? The people of Sri Lanka decide that they're going to take to the streets. And the people of Sri Lanka take to the streets. And they went into what we call Jamaica House, or the official residence, very royal. They went to the official residence of the president. And when they can't find him, they decided, you know what is true, we're going to burn this place. Because the whole family is in politics. And their friends and cronies run Sri Lanka to the dirt. The people of Sri Lanka decide that we're not going to have this anymore. We are going to stand up for Sri Lanka. No. If it was Sri Lanka, we're $1.1 trillion. $1 trillion gone accountable for. You think the people of Sri Lanka will sit down and accept it? But the Jamaican people sit down and accept it because their party is in power. And because their party is in power, that's why they sit down and accept it. $1 trillion of taxpayers' money is accountable for in Jamaica. And the minister, Lady Marlene Mallahu Fort, is paying $4.5 million in rent. We must ask the question, those buildings belongs to who? Huh? Who those buildings belongs to? With me joining me now is Senator Gabriella Morris. Senator Morris, good afternoon to you, ma'am. Good night to you. As soon as she's ready.
Hi, good evening to everybody. Good to be here again.
Yes. Are we gonna see the lovely senator?
So I'm actually trying to work that out right now.
Okay, until you work it out, then I'm gonna continue.
Okay.
Entertain the people with my boring humor. Yes. The people of Sri Lanka. You're so correct, Annie. Most Jamaicans don't listen to the news or what happened in the parliament. You are so correct. Most Jamaicans will not listen to the news at all. They will not. But the people of Sri Lanka decide that they will not have these dynasty ruling their country and run the country to the ground. Now, $1 trillion of taxpayers' money is accountable for in Jamaica. And what we do is sit down and accept it because our party is in power. We don't think about tomorrow. We don't think about Jamaica. What we think about is our party. And that's a sad state of affairs. Very sad. But this has been going on for years where political parties, or governments, I should say, who will continue renting buildings to put their office in. And majority of the time when they rent the building either belongs to them or somebody in the parliament or their friends. And there's no investigative journalism going on in Jamaica anymore, where people investigate. Hello, Michelle, how are you doing?
I am doing well.
Can you come on camera too, please?
Yes, hi.
Oh, there you are. Don't take off the camera at all. Let the camera stay there, my dear.
All right then.
Newly elected councillor for Duhaney Park Division. I have some people calling me when they hear that you're gonna come on. That some part of Duhaney Park. Oh no.
Yes,
Nobody no fix it.
I'm aware of all of that.
Senator went off to come back in. So we're here talking about what is going on in the country and so forth. So until the senator comes in, let us switch to you now. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me, oh Lord, first time People's National Party councillor. She's now sworn as a councillor from the Duhaney Park Division in St. Andrew East Central. Michelle
No,
Thomas.
Western St. Andrew.
Is Western?
Yes, Western
They
St. Andrew.
observe what's wrong then, it's the Eastern.
Yes, Western St. Andrew.
Okay, Western St. Andrew. And she said she planned to hit the ground running as soon as she's sworn in. She won 65% of the vote, defeating the Labour Party councillor around there. Okay, I'm not going to do nothing. Wasn't doing nothing. Senator? When I see the Senator beautiful face tonight, what is going on? Oh, there she is.
I think
There
I'm
is the
here now.
lovely Senator. One of Jamaica's finest
Good evening again.
Senator of all time. Senator, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me again. Good evening, Michelle. I know that
Hi,
there's one
indeed.
more person supposed to be joining us. I think
Yes,
he's trying to
indeed.
get on now.
Indeed, indeed. Ladies, welcome to the program once more, and we're going to dig deep in what is going on in the land of wood and water. But before we do that, we're going to ask Michelle some questions. I'm going to let the lovely Senator hold on for a while, because she's not a stranger to the program. She always comes to this program. But it take me a long time to bring her on, is it? Boy, oh boy, I've been begging and
Better late
beseeching.
than never.
That's true. That is so true. Councillor Thomas, what you have planned for doing the park?
Well, I have a lot planned. Essentially, local government issues. Local government stems to address your roads, your street lights, the park. We have a park at the front of Duhaney Park that has not been maintained. That is something that's high on the agenda because it's used for recreational purposes, but now the state of the park is really in a deplorable condition. And what is so sad is the fact that this park is the entrance to Duhaney Park. Right as you come off Mandela, right as you come from Spanish Town, it greets you right there. And this is a park that the Jamaica Labour Party would have undergone some projects in terms of rehabilitating the park, but yet still that has not been officially open. They constructed some shops and people start vandalize the shops. It's just
Hold on there.
chaotic.
Is the park in front of the gas station right you're talking about?
Yes, they
I
have.
remember coming down and seeing that part there,
Yes, so it's chaotic. So that is something that I will have to address in my early days because parks come under our portfolio. The park has not been officially open, and all the infrastructure that was placed in the park, it's damaged because doors are being missing. The seating is now in disrepair. The play area, it's sad, and it greets everybody at the front of Duhaney Park. So it's now an eyesore. So
Apart
that is
from
something that in fact, CVM did an actual story on it, and I spoke about it, and I also spoke and talk about the fact that that's something that I will have to address in my early days. We have some roads in Duhaney Park, and I know everybody going to talk about it. One road in particular is Longfellow. You have Wordsworth. These roads, they are not being repaired for about 24 years going on now. They are staple roads that everybody talk about. I think my tenure will be heavily judged if those roads are not addressed. In fact, when I was campaigning, I was very fearful of going on to those roads. And I said to myself that, look, I have to tell the people the truth. And I believe that if you're going to represent people, people have to understand the realities and you have to give people assurances. So
yes.
those roads, in my campaign, I spoke about it. And it is something that is very high on my agenda because they are heavily traversed. The people who live on it, they complain a lot. Those roads in Duhaney Park, they need to be addressed immediately, and I'm aware about it, and that's something that I'm also intending on addressing.
What about the water problem in Duhaney Park?
Well, to be honest, we don't have a large scale water problem. From time to time, we
Are
do
you
have,
sure, Councillor?
yes, I'm sure, we have problems up in the hills because the division extend to Belvedere and Plantation Heights. Those are the problematic water areas. So, in parts such as Cypress Hall,
Yes.
Gutman, we just recently, NWC just recently run some pipes in that area, so now the people have water. But it's more on the hilly side that we have water problem. On the flat side of Duhaney Park, then there's not much of a water problem. From time to time, you have general disturbances, but the real water issue is in Cypress Hall, Belvedere, Plantation Heights. Those are the problematic areas where water is concerned, and the Member of Parliament have been having meetings with National Water Commission
Who is the
about it.
member of parliament for that area again? Is it Anthony Hilton?
Yes, Mr. Hilton, Comrade Hilton.
Mm. I've
So
been trying to, I've been trying to get him on my program, but boy,
I can assist. I speak to him.
please do.
I'll speak to him.
So you have your work cut out for you then, Councillor.
I do, but I said to myself, in these past 5 days, I said the first thing I'm going to be doing is doing a stakeholders meeting to have all the citizens association, the groupings that are within Duhaney Park, to have meetings with them so that they can help with the strategic goal planning for the Duhaney Park division, because I believe in a participatory type of leadership where I involve the people. So my first set of days will be engagements, having consultative meetings with the people who are movers and shakers within the space so that they can help me to craft an overall plan for the division, because I'm telling you that this division will remain under the People's National Party for time to come. And so we have to put in the work so that the people know what they're voting for. And I said to myself, this is my last time, my first time campaigning, and it will be my last time because my work will speak for itself come next election.
I tell you something, I remember growing up in Westmoreland when my adopted parents was in politics. I think a lot of people, oh Lord, hold on, I see Mr. Hello, sir, how you doing? Welcome to the program, Mr. Evangelist Jr. Unmute your mic for me, sir. Are you hearing us? Are you hearing us, sir?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening to you, sir. Welcome to the program. You're the only man on the panel here apart from me. You have two lovely ladies.
Yes,
That
yes.
you must make the out speak, you must make the out talk,
No, man, I won't shy away from the task.
Anyway, let's go back to Councillor.
Yes.
I remember growing up in the grill, my adopted parents always tell me one thing. You see, from you serve your people and be there for your people, no matter what. Tell them the truth and nothing but the truth. If you can't fix the road, tell them, say, look here. Central government, they give me no money yet. Just bear with me. Be honest and truthful to your constituency. And they will be with you through thick and thin. Be there for them. As what Michael Manley said, be respectful to the people at all times.
Yes.
And as a young councillor, be honest, be truthful, be loyal to your people, be there for your people. Not only when they have election, you go around. They have a little birthday party, go there with them. The little night, go there with them.
Trust
Be
me, I'm
there for
aware.
them. If you can't get water, go to the house and say, look here. Or they come in and say, look here. I can't get the water, but just bear with me. And I'm going to say this to you also. You see, if once a month or every 3 months, you have a town hall meeting with the people, you'll have them forever. Have a little town hall meeting with them. Speak to them. What is their problem? What is the school going on with? What is going on? What does Aunt Mary have? What Aunt Mary problem, what you can do to help Aunt Mary. Just don't go there because you want to vote or because you want to be a part of the political system or whatever. Be there for the people. They are the one who put you there. And no matter what, do not disrespect your people. For far too long, we have politicians disrespecting the Jamaican people and get away with it.
True.
And I call no name, but you know who me talking. It can't continue in this country. That man has no regard for the people of this country versus women. I'm saying to you tonight, Councillor, love your people, be there for your people. Anyway, me chat too much. Tell me more what you have planned for the people then.
Yes, so another area is that I'm very passionate about young people.
Speak a little louder for me, please.
You're hearing me now?
Yeah.
My other plans on the other side of things is young people. When I was campaigning and doing an analysis of the Duhaney Park division, I realized that we have a lot of young people who are unemployed, who are unattached, and so I had to carve out a plan for them as a young person myself in terms of how will I deal with this issue, because we appreciate that when we have too much idle hands available, we have other problems like criminal behaviors, and teenage pregnancies. So I have some small projects. I want to do training because we have a lot of skill set in Duhaney Park. So what I want to do is create like a mentorship program, as well as to use small groups of young men who want to learn a skill and use the same persons within the community to help to empower these people, because we do know the deficiencies with heart as it stands, and we have to find conventional ways of training our young people, garnering some level of interest, as well as to help them to find jobs. So we want to create like a little database with some of our young people who are unemployed, and we want to create some private public partnership where we can have these young people having job experience and exposure and getting opportunities. So I want to bring opportunities to our young people, because young people are the future, and it would be a travesty being a young person and not looking out for them. So I have a whole plan for those individuals that will really help to change
Yeah.
the landscape of the Duhaney Park division.
You have a lot of plans for them. Do you have plans for them who want to do a skill in the sense of going to art and the art program and so forth? Art program, not art.
What I'm seeing now is heart need a lot of work. I don't know what is going on with that institution, but to be honest, it's not hearting right now. And so we
My
have to
God.
find other ways of training our youngsters. We have to
Hold on there
either
for
get
me.
skilled
Hold on there for me.
people.
Look, Senator, come in here for me now, please. What is going on with heart, Senator?
No, Michelle said it perfectly. Heart is really not hearting in some
No.
regards. So, as much as the Prime Minister came out and announced, because he governs by announcement, he came out and announced that they were gonna reduce the fees for some heart programs, people are still having challenges with getting their certificates. So you finish the program and you have to wait. And in that time, you can't access job opportunities because you don't have your certification. So there are certain administrative challenges that have been noted with heart that need to be rectified. Also, one of the things that I think too is that they need to diversify the skills that are being offered to the young people, so that these skills can match up with the trends in the job market. So you're not training for people, you're not training persons for jobs that will be irrelevant in a few years, but you're actually giving them an opportunity to participate in a changing job market and allowing them to have high paying jobs, because that's a part of it for young people. It's not that they just want jobs, but they want jobs that can allow them to live good. So that's a part of refocusing the mandate of hearts. We have to get to that place.
My God. It seems that the whole infrastructure that was built by our forefathers is crumbling under this administration.
And I mean, it's the same thing with NHT. You know, when it's not really, it's the same thing with NHT, because NHT has moved so far away from its mandate, its original mandate of providing housing for workers, for middle income families, for low income families. It's the same thing with Heart, and we need to recenter that.
Yes, we're going to touch on that too. The only man on the platform here apart from me. Tell me, who are you? Who are you?
All right, so
I heard that you're running for president of the UWI.
yes, but currently I am Graham Evangelist, a third year student at the University of West Indies, Mona. Currently the Rex Nettleford Hall chairman, and I'm studying international relations and management studies. Coming from rural Clarendon, trying to make a name for myself, basically.
So tell me something, sir. As a young Jamaican coming up
Yes.
in Jamaica, what is your views on the political system in our country now? Forget about whatever hat you wear. Think about Jamaica.
The general consensus that I would have gathered from talking to persons within my immediate environment, and that's on my hall, is that most persons feel disengaged. Young persons feel disengaged as it relates to politics in Jamaica, but it's on the sense that they don't know or understand politics in Jamaica, right? So like there was this instant where persons were mistaking, for example, the local government election with the general election, and what it means to have a
Even
local
me,
government
and
election and
them
what
alone,
comes
sir.
under that.
It's not them alone. Even me,
Yeah.
because I called a friend of mine. I called Christopher Henry, Senator, know who I'm talking. And I said, Chris, I'm asking a question. Is this general election going on, or is it local government election? Because the way how I see them campaign as if it's general election.
Yes, I even remember when, the night of the 26th, when somebody texted in one of my WhatsApp groups and said, who won Southeast Clarendon, and it was just a good little laugh at that moment because, we vote in Palmer's Grass, Mineralites, but they had the general impression that, okay, you're voting within your constituency and not your division,
Senator, who won the local government election, Senator? Because I don't know who won it.
The never
I don't want to put you on the spot, Senator, but I have to ask the question.
So I count it as a win for the PNP, and I'm gonna tell you why. Right?
Yes.
The PNP drastically increased its margins. We picked up councils, we picked up divisions, right? We picked up mayorships. And for me, that is a huge win considering where the party is coming from.
Yes.
Good showing also that we've increased our number of overall voters. So us having the popular vote, to many persons it might not be symbolic, but when you look at the nitty-gritty of things, it indicates that there is an overall shift in support for the People's National Party. And so for me, it's a win in our book. Certain seats, especially, some people were looking out for. And, I have some comrades who say once we win those is a win. But for me, those three factors really indicate that, the People's National Party really, really showed out in this election. The EOJ and the ECJ might have a different story, and, that's all good, well, and fine. But I believe that we really, really made an effort to come out on top and to really put out a good showing. The leader was on the road, and I don't know. He worked. The representatives, and you see we have Michelle on. Michelle is a young representative, and I'm really pleased that in the local government election, the PNP put forward some strong local government representatives, some young local government representatives, and we had a record number of women. So for me, the quality of representation that came out of the party is also commendable. And I'm really, really, really impressed with how we perform. It only is a good sign that whenever they decide to call the general elections, that we will be on top of things once we keep the momentum going.
I saw you at a campaign with the party leader, Senator, and you gave a passionate speech. You also spoke to, well, I'll tell you something. People may say that, I must stop it, but whenever Senator is speaking anywhere, for some reason, someone will come and say, hey, Senator going to speak, And I always try to bring it live on my YouTube channel or video it. Because you know why? I don't think I've ever said this to her. When I see her and hear her speak, it reminds me of a Portia Simpson Miller. The passion that she has for her people. The charisma. And I'm so sorry that she's not running for MP this time, though.
My time will come.
I am so sorry because honestly, I don't like campaign. It was the first time I'll jump on the plane and back to Jamaica for the campaign. Believe me, I would. I heard her speak at that rally, and she spoke about the young people. Senator, you going around the country, I was in Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, all over the place. What do you see and what do you hear from the young people of our country? In the sense of, do they believe in the political process in Jamaica anymore? Or are they tired of the same old thing? PNP, JLP, JLP, PNP.
Jeffrey, I think it's a mix of sentiments. Surprisingly, leading up to the local government elections, I personally have seen an increase in the number of young people who have engaged me, engaged the party, and engaged the youth organization. And initially, I was a little bit surprised because we tend to say that, all right, young people done with politics. But I find that there are young people or pockets or groups of young people out there who are indeed interested in the politics, who are interested in change, who are interested in participating. And participating for me don't only mean voting, but it's also other forms of political participation. So advocacy, agitating for change, petitions, they want protest, right? So there's a space for that among the young demographic. They want to participate. But it comes back to something that Graham mentioned earlier about political education and civic education. That is a big part of the problem why we don't have as many young people interested in the politics as we should. Because if you don't know something, then the interest, it won't be there. So I think that even outside of political institutions, the education system also needs to create a space for young people to become more politically engaged. I know that we have civics in schools. The minister has spoken about the introduction of that, but I think it needs to go a little bit further. I think from that early age of primary school, we need to be talking to our young people about participation in the democracy. And this may not even say participation in politics, because it's not just picking a side and going to rallies and whatever, but it's about looking out for the health of our democracy, being able to hold leaders accountable. We need to teach young people these things. So for me, I believe that if we have more education and if our leaders also set a higher standard for themselves, then I think that too will inspire many more young people to want to participate. Because that's one of the issues. Young people look on the minister that got fired/resigned, because I have to say it that way because we don't know what it is at this point. People look at that minister and they look at his conduct over the years, and young people are like, why would I want to get involved in something like this? So we as political leaders, we have to lift the standard. And I think young people in the politics, we have a great opportunity to do better. We see what was there, we see what is there, and we have to make up our mind to just do a little bit better so that we can inspire our peers to also want to participate. So those are some of the nuances, that I think are affecting the young people now. Also, they want to see real change. They're tired of soon come, they're tired of we're working on it, they're tired of the bureaucracy. I too sometimes get very tired of the bureaucracy in public life, because we hear these things over and over. We talk about the this report 100 times, and we don't see the changes that are necessary to move our country forward coming into place fast enough. So by the time we catch up, the world gone left way. So some of those things are things that we need to change and, fix up if we want to see more young people being actively engaged in the political process.
If you're just joining us, we're speaking to Senator Gabriella Morris, we're speaking to Councillor Michelle Thomas, and we're speaking to Graham Evangelist Jr. about local government and other issues that is facing our country, Jamaica. We're live on the Mek Wi Talk Jeffery Tavares YouTube channel, and I'm being told that we're live on Jam Talk Vibes Radio. Yes, we're live on Jam Talk Vibes Radio, and it's an internet radio station. And, well, I'm going to play something because somebody just said I should do it. I'm going to play something that Senator gave a speech. I think it was at the PNP conference. I'm not sure. But we're going to play something here.
Comrades, are you ready? Comrades, we say it over and over again that young people are the future. But the way young people are being treated in this country at this time has to change. It must change. Time come, comrades, for young people to live good in this country. Comrades, we can look around us and we see the state of hopelessness that many of our young people are in. We see that many of them are choosing chopping over education. We see that many of them are being gunned down and are gunning down people. We see that many of them, they can't afford the school fee, so them just stay at home. We see that many of them are being choked by the high cost that they have to be paying back to SLB. And many of our young people in this country are feeling hopeless. But comrades, I'm here to tell you today that there is hope. There is hope, and it resides within the People's National Party. The PNP has always stood with young people. We stood with young people when Manley gave them free education. We stood with young people when PJ Patterson gave us path and modernized our trust. We stood with young people when Portia Simpson Miller gave us the Sports Development Foundation so young people can advance in sports. And comrades, so it was in the beginning, so it shall be in the end. Time come, comrades. And
when you listen to a speech given to a young Jamaican, the youngest senator in the Parliament of Jamaica, I'm pretty much sure young people around the country have seen the hope that they long for. And I'm going to go back to Michelle. You speak about your young people in your constituency. You speak about them and what you have planned for them. A lot of them are in the habit of chopping. We have to be frank. How can you develop a program to have your young people in the Duhaney Park area go to, are you gonna go to civil society and say, okay, I have 3 young person who needs a job and can you assist? What is your plan towards that?
I already have a plan that's in the pipeline. I can share it with you.
Please do.
About 2 months ago, I was approached by some young individuals who have a program where they are going into communities and teaching young people about investment and how to spend their money wisely. We understand that shopping is akin to wanting fast money quick in ways that are not
That's illegal.
lawful, right? And so when they approached me, I loved the idea and I decided to partner because, public private partnership is essential. And I said to the persons who approached me that I did not want to launch this before election because I didn't want persons to feel as though my passion is disingenuous because election is on the arrive. I know I was gonna win. I did my homework. I have been in this space, and so I said, this is something that I'm going to be tackling in early April so that we can have young people being a part of the program, learn about investment, and after the program is finished, they will all be getting an investment account. The investment account will be sponsored, so they will have actual live money to learn, and they will get a mentor too. So after the program, they are mentored to use their investment money to grow and become responsible individuals. I believe that a lot of our youngsters, they just lose their way and they don't have proper guidance, they don't have a lot of financial literacy, and so it is important that we guide them because chopping can only lead to one thing: behind the bar or 6 foot deep.
Yes.
So we want to empower our young people to be responsible persons, to have better financial management, and we want to ensure that we bring that level of education within our communities. So this is a program that we're rolling out in our communities. We're gonna be having the youngsters enroll in the program. They go to the classes on Saturday, and after the program is finished, they have an investment account to which they will have a big brother or a big sister guiding them in terms of making financially wise decisions. So that is something that I've already started in the pipeline for my young people because we have to be leaders with vision and leaders who plan for our people.
Yes.
So you can
I,
look out for that in April.
I'm holding you to that,
It's already in the
I'm
No
making.
holding you
man,
to that.
she delivers. Jeffrey, I tell you that when I just became a senator, well, I knew Michelle before the politics, in
Yes.
the youth development space. And Michelle, I, I think Duhaney Park was one of the first places that I visited at a youth
Yes.
forum. So when she talks about youth development, you believe her because she's been doing this for so long. Even before she had the position, she's always considered the young people and ensure that there are programs in place for them. And that's one thing that I've always appreciated about her. So if she says she's going to do it, it's gonna happen. It's
Okay.
gonna happen.
Okay. Yeah. Graham, tell me something now. You're running for guild president, and that's where political career start from. In case you don't know, that's where it start from. What are you going to do to garner the vote to become president of the UA Guild? Because young people are in there. Young people are fed up of the national politics. But you are running for guild president. And as I said before, that's where politics started. What are you going to do? What are you going to tell them that they can vote for you?
So I believe that the best way to get persons or to reduce voter apathy, because we do have a lot of that within the university space now, especially we've basically come out of COVID, but to engage people, to be realistic with people, to be transparent about the situation that we're currently in, and sometimes persons feel it is always the case that I don't vote because I don't see why I'm going to vote, and persons don't live up to what they say that they're going to do. However, what I intend to do is to ensure that what I put forward is a reflection of what the people believe in, right? This is what the constituents want, and this is what we're going to work for together, right? So when I look at advocacy from you know, my aspiration of becoming guild president, it is basically a teamwork, a team effort between the guild that I hope to lead and also the students of the university, to ensure that we can work together to ensure that they have the best experience at the university, to ensure that they find ways to finance themselves through university, because that's why we're here, to move from wherever we are in life to try to transition to have a better, you know, financial standing, have a better quality of life.
Do you see the young people at UWI now? Do you see them in a sense of fighting for a better Jamaica, or do you see them saying to themselves, when I leave UWI, I want to leave Jamaica because I'm tired of what is going on in Jamaica? Are you hearing them saying that?
It is a very common thing to say that, you know, I just want to get the degree and leave, because the quality of life that they see within Jamaica, you know, getting your bachelor's degree, paying this amount of money to get your degree, and then to leave university and not be able to get a job that could say, you know, gives you the level of comfort that you would have dreamt about, you know. And when you look at persons in the other countries, even though we are, you know, not as developed as, you know, the first world countries and stuff like that, but looking at the persons within our age range and saying, okay, this is what I dream, but I have the qualifications, but I can't do that. So it is a typical case where persons say, okay, I want to leave, just get a degree, make some money, and just live a good life, come back to Jamaica for vacation. You know, that's what they see Jamaica as nowadays, coming back to yard for a vacation. And it's just to try to empower them to believe in themselves, you know, that the only way the country can move forward is if we, as the young person, say, okay, we're going to stay and we're going to try and ensure that we help to build the country rather than to take away from the country by, you know, contributing to the brain drain.
Senator, we have some work to do, you know.
Yes, we do. We have a lot of work to do.
But, before you comment, Senator, I've invited some members of the Jamaica Labour Party, but they will not come on my program because they believe that I am one of those people who bash the Labour Party, and I shouldn't be bashing the Labour Party because of my last name. I really don't care about anybody, you know. My gearbox mash up, I think about Jamaica. Jamaica come first
and
for
that's
me.
where we have forget. I think the last time you had anybody on from that side was when the current mayor, the new mayor sworn in today in Montego Bay, and I were on.
There you go. And as a matter of fact, I sent him a message today, congratulating him and asking him to come on. Not a word from him. Not a word.
And we had such a wonderful time the last time.
I am telling you. But what he believes, you know, he believes that you and I and Luke hijacked him, you know.
I don't know why I would think that, but I also extend my congratulations to him as a fellow Montegonian.
There you go.
Yes.
Senator, but we have a lot of work to do as individuals, as Jamaicans who are looking on. You know, I said something to Ambassador Aluma Samba a couple months ago when she was on my program. I said, do you remember when Hillary Clinton, when Barack Obama asked Hillary Clinton to become Secretary of State, to go and mend America's problems around the globe and who America disrespect and so forth, and what happened with America and so forth. And when I said to her, if the People's National Party should win the general election, and Mark Golding asked her to become Jamaica's ambassador to the United States or to the United Kingdom, would you take it? She said to Mr. Jeffery, I'm going to answer that one. But why I turned to that a while ago, Senator and Michelle and Mr. Graham, is because Jamaica's standing around the Caribbean gone down to nothing.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Jeffrey, yesterday we celebrated the 100th anniversary of Michael Manley's birth, I
Yes.
believe. Yeah. And I was reading a little bit.
Yesterday?
Well, they had a
No.
function yesterday commemorating it. Let
Okay.
me say that.
Mhm.
Right. And I was reading a little bit to brief one of my members. And what struck out to me was how much of a figure and a compass Manley was in the international space. And the PNP is so highly regarded in the international space as a voice for justice, as a voice for unity, as a voice for nation building. And it's unfortunate where we've fallen now. One of the things that I think is quite strange is the issue of Haiti and how we've chosen to deal with the issue of Haiti. I know that several months ago, CARICOM met about the issue. We had officials from Haiti here to have dialogue with our foreign affairs officials. I know that the Prime Minister was leading the charge. And I don't know, I just expected more to come out of that situation. Right now, Haiti is in ruins. And it just seems as if nobody knows what to do to assist our closest neighbor. So it's unfortunate how far we've fallen. I would love to see Jamaica retake that place of being a leader in the international scene. And I think the PNP, like you said, we have a lot of cleaning up to do and a lot of picking up to do to restore our reputation on the world stage.
Today I did a program and I was so livid that somebody called me and said, "Hey Jeff, you have blood pressure problem. Be careful." I was so upset, and you know why I was so upset? We can have the World Bank call us and say that if we can accept 53 employees from the World Bank, but 37 Haitian nationals, we refuse to accept them. And we call ourselves a country that love poor people.
And let me be clear, Jeffrey, because the discussion about what to do with Haiti has been polarizing. Because there's some Jamaicans who see the obvious risk. And I will agree that there are risks to us,
There are, yes.
welcoming Haitians or Haitian brothers and sisters in, because right now the situation in Haiti is catastrophic. They have prison breaks, so you don't really know who is who, and they're arriving on our shores. But I feel as if the appropriate response or the humane response for us to take is to find out who is who. Give them health services, give them food, but don't just, send them back to their doom. I think that's the humanitarian thing for us to do. If we really care about humanity, then we'll exercise those things first, while also ensuring that we protect ourselves, protect our nations, protect Jamaicans on a whole. Right? So I think there's a way that we can go about it without being callous and, just cruel.
Yeah, might I add though, I'm looking at it from a different standpoint. If we can even manage our own little affairs, hospitals don't even have beds. Our own state of affairs is catastrophic, is in chaos. I am thinking, how do we have the capacity to really help? I don't think Jamaica is even at that place, because the reality is our healthcare system is in shambles. We don't have equipment to perform important surgeries. We don't have adequate a system that is managed adequately to address the needs of our people. So whilst I believe that we have to lend a helping hand to our regional brothers and sisters, I think our country is just not at that place. Maybe when we switch government and the People's National Party is in power again, we can do our cleaning up house and get our country in a state where we can help. But I don't think Jamaica has the capacity to take on certain things, and it's just the reality. Our own people are suffering. Right now, somebody needs to take up some of our nationals based on the state of affairs. Somebody need to take on some of our people.
You know,
Because
I am happy you said that, but I have to ask this question of both Senator, yourself, and Sir Junior. Then we're gonna go back to our topics that we're gonna speak about. But we had also touch on Haiti, and I don't know. I have this passion about my country and about the direction this country is going, and the way how we're treating our nationals and other nationals. Because I said today on my program, we must look on it from a Jamaica's point of view. If Jamaica was in that situation, wouldn't we want other Caribbean countries to help us? And I said this today, that whatever decision the government of Jamaica makes will affect the Jamaican people in the longer run.
Yeah.
You are taking up 53 World Bank employees, but you can't take up 37 people who came ashore in Portland. Yet, our Prime Minister was the one who went to Haiti with some other CARICOM leaders with mass security around them. This is what is going on in Haiti. And you're saying to me, Prime Minister Holness, that you went to Haiti, you agree that you are going to help Haiti by
Yes.
sending Jamaican sons and daughters in arms with the JDF and the JCF. The question tonight, Senator, do you, maybe you can't speak on behalf of the People's National Party, maybe you can, or maybe as an individual, do you agree with Jamaica sending our armed forces, our police, into arms way into Haiti with a notorious gang leader over there? Do you agree with us sending our armed forces over there, Senator? As a lawmaker in Jamaica.
It's a complex issue, Jeffrey, and I'm going to preface my answer by saying that I really don't know enough, and I think this goes for a lot of other parliamentarians. We really don't know enough about the logistics of how we're going to be helping Haiti. That's the first thing, right? The Prime Minister, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, they've kept that information very close to chest. So let me preface my answer by saying that I feel as if it is incredibly dangerous for us at this point to just go into Haiti because the situation over there is complex. And I say this because of what I've learned from my connections there, right? There are many Haitians who feel as if they don't want any foreign powers to come over there
Yes.
to intervene. So that's a nuance of the situation too that we have to consider. Just like how us welcoming here has its risk, us sending our security personnel there, it has its risk also. And I believe that if we're going to offer aid, it has to be a well thought out logistical operation that will not result in mass casualty. Right? The situation right now in Haiti, it's extremely volatile. And I don't know, because I tell you the truth, we haven't heard anything recent from the Prime Minister. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't heard anything from the meetings to say, all right, this is the situation, this is how we'll be approaching it. There has not been much follow-up from there. So I'm really not sure. And it would be good for the Prime Minister to come and give that briefing to the country on how we plan to approach it. The latest thing I've heard about or any assistance from the Jamaican government is today when the Foreign Affairs Minister said that the Haitian Prime Minister would not be seeking asylum here. And she said that she cannot confirm that. So we need at least
And she
some
can
sort of
confirm that?
briefing. She said she cannot confirm that. Right. So we need some sort of briefing to at least know what our intervention will be, because at this point, the situation is becoming untenable. And I don't believe that we will be on the right side of history if we sit and watch what is happening in Haiti. Because even though we are separated by an ocean, we have to think about the possible impact on us also. We're close neighbors, and the fallout from what is happening in Haiti will definitely impact us. So we need to be a part of the solution. We can't just sit by and sit on our hands and twiddle our thumbs. So it would be good to know what the government's response to the situation will be.
The Haitian Prime Minister will not be seeking political asylum. I heard that phrase before in the 1990s when they said John
Very
Garrett
similar.
will not be seeking. I don't think Senator was born then.
I wasn't, but I'm a student of history.
And I heard that. And all of a sudden, I was in the Cayman Islands and I saw some Black Hawk helicopter flying over Cayman. When we investigated, it was Ari still heading to Jamaica at one of Jamaica's government safe house in St. Anne. If you can decide to take in the Haitian Prime Minister, but you can't take in the Haitian people, something wrong somewhere.
We need some answers. We really need some answers at this point.
Something wrong somewhere. Let me switch gear and go back to our topic. Councillor, there's so much shebang going on in the KSAC. It doesn't name of it.
KSAC.
Because they change the name every minute. I grew up knowing this KSAC, yes. Now they changed to KMC?
KSAMC.
Oh, Lord have mercy, man, me bite my tongue. So much things going on in there. Will you as a councillor join with other councillors or push the mayor to really lead an investigation in the previous administration?
Oh yes, we need to know what was happening before. It's transparency is the order of the day, and accountability is something that is important in any governance structure. So one of the important things that we'd have to do is to know what we're getting ourselves into and to see the records of the past in order to guide our future. So the information is very critical to our governance because we will have to know what wrongs are there and how we will have to address them in giving the people good and proper leadership. Can't just go into KSMC with a blank slate and not know what was there before. So I will be definitely supporting any initiatives to address what was happening in the past administration.
Mr. Graham, you're a young man growing up in Jamaica. I think you're the youngest person on this platform. The youngest person on this platform. You're growing up in Jamaica. Do you believe that Jamaica is corrupt?
Yes, without a doubt. It's something that my grandmother always said to me, that the system make before even she born, and it's up to us as the young educated people to change or fix that system, because the persons, well, she said in her time, using her words, them never really have much sense, so they just work with what they were told. But I do believe the system is very corrupt, but it is up to us as young people to change that system.
And what plans do you have as a young man growing up in our beloved island of Jamaica? What plans do you have to stem the level of corruption in the country? Because right now, and I'm going to go back to Senator soon, right now, Mrs. Holness, who is the Speaker of the House, sitting on a report. And no, she can't move from the report. The report will sit down the same way. And I'm asking the question,
well,
is this a modern democracy? Is this country going in the trend of Sri Lanka? Is this country traveling in the trend of Haiti? Why we have these people, these demigods? Senator, sorry, but I have to say it. These demigods who believe that they're a dictator of Jamaica refuse to tell the people of Jamaica what is going on. As a young man growing up in the country, sir, wouldn't you call, I believe, and I'm don't feel in a way, please do not what I'm going to say. I remember back in the 1990s, Under the PJ Patterson administration, gas price went up. You know who started the demonstration in Jamaica? University of the West Indies started it. UA students say enough is enough. And I'm asking myself the question from a couple days ago. What happened to the University of the West Indies? Are they so political bought out that they can't do nothing? Would you ever leave
So on my personal view on this is very Evangelist view.
Yes.
As Councillor Thomas said, the word of the day is transparency, and accountability is something that we must, as citizens, you know, hold our members of parliament or councillors or representatives accountable, you know. And I think that's something that we shied away from. Persons are more, you know, working behind the scenes, are trying to say, oh, I don't like this, or mumbling. But I do believe that speaking within the role and the capacity that you are in and say, okay, as you said, enough is enough, you know. And I believe the university is the hub of excellence. And by being the hub of excellence, our voice should be heard, you know. So cases that would affect the global sphere should not have passed, and the persons who are the hub, you know, the academics basically are not saying anything about it, because this is what we're learning. So we need to put it in practice to say, okay, this is what we see and this is what we would recommend. Enough is enough.
Hold on for me. There's somebody calling to ask a question. Senator, I hope you don't mind.
Okay.
Hello, good night, caller.
Yes, Jeffrey, I'd like to make a point if I can.
Go ahead, please. You have the senator and the other guests listening to you, sir.
Well, let me just turn down this. Let me turn down. Okay, so you kind of stole my thunder, because the very same question you posed, that's what I wanted was to ask about the Prime Minister's wife and that report. That's one. Two, I don't understand how Jamaicans sit. I live abroad. I'm still a Jamaican. I live abroad for a long time, but I'm very much concerned about Jamaica. I'm a Jamaican, and I feel it for the people there, because it seems like the politicians are just taking the people for granted at this stage of the game. I don't understand how the Prime Minister has his wife as a speaker. That's what I understand, and he's the Prime Minister. That sounds like a conflict of interest to me. And the people should stand up and let her relinquish that position. I mean, if she wants to be in politics, you know, you can't stop her. But it's not fair to the Jamaican people to have her as a speaker and the Prime Minister as Prime Minister. That's one. And the best and only Prime Minister I knew that had the interests of Jamaican people, who really loved Jamaican people, was Michael Manley, the late Joshua Michael Manley. He was a people's Prime Minister, and I don't know if we're going to find another Michael Manley. And if you look at all the policy,
yeah. Let me make the senator answer the question about the speaker being the speaker, because if my memory serves me correctly, Senator, you can correct me on this. She was deputy speaker, and she was elected as speaker. There is nothing enshrined in our constitution that stops her from being the speaker.
No.
Okay. Can you explain to the caller? Go ahead. Can you explain to the caller the question he asked you? Why is it that she's a speaker?
Well, like I said, there's nothing in law to prohibit her from taking up the role as Speaker of the House, right? The law doesn't contemplate that, them being spouses. However, when we look at it from the standpoint of good governance, when we look at it from a standpoint of transparency, we have to question whether or not it is indeed a beneficial appointment to the operation of the parliament. And taking it even, outside of the realm of, politicians speaking about the situation, other civil society groups have come out and questioned, the motives behind the appointment of MP Holness, and also the potential conflict that can arise from a situation like that. The advocates, it's
Network.
advocates network, right,
Yeah.
as well as National Integrity Action, they came out and questioned it. So it's more so about transparency and good governance than about it breaching the law. With the tabling of the report in Parliament, it's been a while coming. The Integrity Commission has said that they see no conflict that should prevent the Speaker from actually tabling the reports. The last time I believe it was mentioned in the Parliament, or the last time, was when the Deputy Speaker Hero Clark was asked about it by, I think, MP Julian Robinson, and he remarked that he had to get, and let me not quote him, but essentially he was saying that he had to get some more information. He was not prepared to release even at that time. And weeks have passed since then. I am wondering, and there are many Jamaicans who, like me, are questioning why these reports cannot in fact be tabled. They sought support.
Senator? Oh, Lord. I think the senator, we have lost the senator. Caller, I hope she get a little explanation. We have lost the
I
senator.
think she,
We're not trying to back with her.
I think she did well, but with the corruption in Jamaica, that's why it's been questionable. It's not so much of legitimacy, but the type of corruption. That's why I really question it. But I have two questions to ask the senator.
We
And
have
the
lost,
young man,
hold on for me. Call
yeah,
back for me because we have lost her. We're trying to get her back.
okay.
All right. Thank you. Good night. Welcome to Mek Wi Talk. You're live.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Jeffery.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I am here looking and living.
I would love to see the Senator Morris get
Yes.
back online because we're getting a feedback. Is it line cross?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's not crossed.
Okay.
Hold on. Senator, you're back with us?
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, the question I will ask the Senator this question.
Mhm.
When the Deputy Speaker was elected to the House of Representatives, I remember MP Julian Robinson said that they had no issue with it. And the question I have to ask is this: isn't that before the opposition actually agreed there was always a perception of conflict of interest swirling around the country? And why would the opposition did not come out then and said that based on how it looked, wife and husband, Andrew Holness the Prime Minister, Juliet Holness now ascended to the Speaker of the House? Why didn't the opposition take issue with that based on the perception of corruption?
But if caller, I'm gonna let the senator answer. But even if they did, remember the Labour Party have majority votes in the Parliament.
Well, I do understand that the Labour Party has the majority votes. But I am, for one, of the person who is under the impression that it is conflict of interest with the Prime Minister's wife as the Speaker of the House. But I would want to believe under good governance, the Prime Minister would never encourage his wife to move as the Speaker of the House based on the level of the level of corruption, the perception of corruption that swirls around the country, because transparency is the order of the day.
Yes, okay.
But I would want to believe the opposition had an opportunity to voice their opinion on it, although they are the minority government. but at least it would have been on record that the opposition says that they are not in agreement with her becoming Speaker of the House.
Senator?
Well, I missed some of the question, but I based on what I caught, the opposition did make reference to that. We did speak about the potential conflict that can occur, but as Mr. Tavares said, they have the majority and they know very well that they have that majority, and they use that majority at any time to get whatever means or response they want. So it comes down to that. What we have to do at this point, and I believe that civil society has been doing it, I believe that the parliamentary opposition has been doing it. For me personally, I believe that we have to go a little bit harder at this point because it's gone on for far too long, and we're not getting the sense that there's any urgency to actually make the parliament and the public aware of these reports. So I think we have to do a little bit more, but the public also has to send a strong signal to the government that this is not okay, that this is not the way that our leaders should be carrying on. So all of us have a role to play in it, So it's not just the opposition in parliament, but the Jamaican people. And I believe that they did send a signal in the local government elections that them kind of tired of how things are going. So I believe that we have to send a stronger signal to the government. Parliament resumes. Well, the budget presentation is coming on shortly. I don't know yet when we'll meet again as a Senate. But outside of that, the party has been constantly commenting on this issue of the reports, of the Integrity Commission report, of talking about the 6. So we need the government to respond, and we have to pressure them to respond.
I agree, Senator Morris, that we need the government to respond to it. But the question at hand, I can recall the Julian Robinson, Member of Parliament, he stood up and said that the opposition has no problem with Juliet Holness becoming Speaker of the House. So it is on record that the opposition is in agreement with her becoming Speaker of the House. So hold on. That's on record.
Let me ask you a question, caller. Let me ask you a question. If Mr. Robinson got up and said that they object to it, and the people, the Labour Party go through with the vote and pass that she become Speaker, what will happen then?
I would want to believe that the opposition in good governance would have known that the perception of corruption is rampant in the country. I would also want to believe that the opposition would believe that the mass of Jamaica would have believed that being Juliet Holness the Speaker of the House and Andrew Holness the Prime Minister, it would have been deemed conflict of interest. Because, for example, Jeffery T, you are married, you have your wife, and you are sitting on a jury, and you are coming home tonight. You are going to, and it's a high-profile case, you are going to tell me that you will not have discussion with your wife about what took place in the court today?
No.
No, I'm not buying that. Because the truth of the matter, the truth of the matter.
Hold on for me. No. Hold on for me. If I am on a case and I'm swear to secrecy, I will not tell my wife anything. I cannot tell my wife anything.
I am going to tell you this. I have my wife, and I believe my wife is my biggest confidant. Okay? So, and my wife is going to ask me, Garfield, what went on today in the court? What do you think? Jeffrey, this is common assault. This is what people do. So regardless what we think.
Hold on there for me, Garfield. What you're saying, that the People's National Party knew that Juliet was going to become Speaker. She was the Deputy Speaker when Marissa Philiberto left, And when Marissa left, automatically she was going to become the Speaker.
No, well, okay, I agree.
Hold on here. Nobody else in the parliament put up themselves to be elected Speaker. Not one single soul.
Exactly. I agree. it automatically that she would have become the Speaker of the House. But the question I'm asking you, Jeffrey, the point I'm making is this. The opposition was asked if they had a problem with it.
Yes.
And the Member of Parliament, Julian Robinson, stand on his feet and make it very clear that the opposition did not have a problem with her becoming Speaker of the House.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I am saying. No, we are hearing that civil society is saying it's a conflict of interest. We are saying here on this planet, by you are saying, you are saying that it is a conflict of interest, and others, including myself. No, I am not saying the lady is corrupt. Don't get me wrong. I have no evidence of that. But what I am saying, it doesn't look good that we have the Prime Minister and his wife is the Speaker of the House. She is the guardrail of the Parliament. The Jamaica Labour Party is the management.
It's a family affair.
It's a family affair. So what I am saying is that the opposition is on record agreeing to it. So the opposition today.
Garfield. You're going around the same thing over and over, Garfield. Even if the opposition object to it, even the opposition say, okay, we don't want it. The Labour Party have majority vote in the Parliament.
I agree 100%. But I would prefer if the opposition went on record to state that you have the majority. It is the opinion of the opposition that the percept that it's a conflict of interest. I don't want to hear it now. The opposition had an opportunity to state that on record, and that wasn't the case.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for calling in. Senator?
Yes, are you hearing me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear, Senator.
Yeah, I have a little issue with my internet. I do understand the caller's point. I wish it probably wasn't made lucidly clear in the Parliament that was our position. And while we did make those statements afterwards, even outside of the Parliament, I can understand his reasoning that we probably should have put it on record there. And I can't say that persons did. I don't remember the full transcript of that sitting.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't know. But it's always good to put it on record in the Parliament. That's what we have to do many times, because the government, they have the majority and it's gonna go through regardless. But it's always good to make our position clear so that we can be recorded on the right side of history.
Based on all of that, I mean, there's nothing in our constitution that stopped the good lady from becoming speaker. Not one single thing. I've been through the constitution and I don't see anything.
No.
Not one single piece of pin to say, okay, she cannot become speaker. Nothing stopped her from running as a member of Parliament either.
Right.
Not because she's the Prime Minister's wife. Nothing in our constitution, and we have to go by what the constitution is saying. If we want to run a modern democracy, we have to go by what the constitution is saying. And even if we change our constitution, we can't change the constitution by saying a member of the Tavares family cannot enter politics because somebody is already in the Senate. No, we can't do that, because, in other words, we're saying that, we're tying people's hands.
Essentially, what is happening now, and probably Michelle can weigh in a little bit on it, even from a legal perspective. What is happening now is that because the law, it doesn't fully contemplate what is happening here, then the vanguard is really left up. The opposition is really left to be the vanguard, both opposition and the public and civil society. We are left to be the vanguards of the country, because if the government doesn't see fit to act
with the principles of good governance in mind, then that is the only routine. So I say it again, that Jamaicans have to continue to speak up loudly about this issue in Parliament. We have to do more too, because they are not going to just, fall and play dead. They have shown in the past few months that they're hell-bent on doing as they please. So we have to now stand up and say, no more, this can't go on no more.
Michelle?
I agree. One of the sad part of the situation is that there's nothing in the law that prohibits her from having the position. And so, because the law is silent on that, what should have happened is that everybody should have taken into account how it would look for governance as well as to the people of Jamaica, because now we're seeing what is happening. There is a clear conflict. She's sitting on reports because obviously whatever is in that report will affect the optics or will reveal something that might affect.
Hello, Michelle.
I'm speculating.
But me not say it. Is it that the Prime Minister name is on the report and his wife?
That is it too.
You don't want to say it.
I dare that would be.
But me we see so.
And the reality too is that even reports that were tabled after that report from the Integrity Commission, they have released it. So what is preventing them from releasing those?
Senator, let me ask you a question though, Senator. Why is that the People's National Party don't come together with some Jamaicans and say to them, enough of this? Take to the streets of the country. We cannot have a dictatorship going on in the country anymore.
Jeffrey, for me, that is the place where we have to get.
Yep, I agree.
There are some people in this country, and I'm going to be frank. Me take the licks feet later if I have to. I'm going to be frank. There are some people in this country who see that type of civic action as people derailing the progress of the country and being bad mind and want to shut down the government. But no, it's not about that. It's about us as citizens ensuring that the principles of democracy and good governance and integrity and transparency and accountability are maintained. And I feel like we've exhausted the talking, we've exhausted the parliamentary debates, we've exhausted the writing. Me write press release and it till me fool the party, write press release and it till we fool. Everybody has been talking, but I think there's now a need for collective action among citizens. All I ask is that it be peaceful. We have to be serious as Jamaicans about showing that we are serious about how we country are run. And for me, as a young person, I can honestly say that we have to take this matter up into hand, because it's only going to get worse if we lie down and take it. If we take this, we take something else. Warmington and do what they want to do, the other person and do what they want to do. It's only going to get worse for our country. And I shudder to think about the Jamaica that we will have if this kind of governance continues.
You know, I sit down and I listen and I listen and I listen and I listen. They dubbed the 30 persons who went in front of the Jamaican consulate in Miami as the Dirty 30. Because we dare to stand up for our country. People say that Wilfred Rattigan is the head of an organization that's bringing down Jamaica. Because we stand up for our country and for our Jamaican people. It cannot be in 21st century Jamaica, if we call ourselves a democracy, it cannot be that the Speaker of the House sitting on a vital piece of paper or documents that was tabled, and she can't tell the people of Jamaica what is on it. And we must accept this.
One thing is for sure and two things for certain. Jamaican people are no longer naive to what is happening. They are aware, and it will translate into votes. They are tired of what is happening, and they're in tune into what the political affairs much more than we think. The past behaviors in terms of politics where people not understand what is happening is long gone. People in tune. And so, for the legacy of the Jamaica Labour Party, things need to shake up, because the reality is legacy does not, the poor legacy.
They have no legacy, they have no integrity.
and that is a part of their legacy. Legacy in that context does not mean good. But they have shown to the Jamaican people the disregard, the clear disregard, and Jamaican people are not fooled anymore.
Senator, how many times you have with us, Senator? You have about until about 9 o'clock with me?
9, I have to go soon.
Lord
I have to go soon.
I can never get the Senator on with me for about 2 hours. You know? He's very busy.
This is a record. It's a record. Today I was actually with the Jamaican Union of Tertiary Students. I was with them for some time today.
Oh Lord, you're tired.
I'm a little bit tired today.
Yes. But Senator, when you look on all of this, a speaker sitting on a report, $1 trillion of taxpayers' money is accountable for. The Minister of Constitutional Affairs is paying $4.5 million of taxpayers' money a month for rent. Where is this country going, Senator Morrison?
Jeffrey, it feels crazy. It feels crazy because for me, from the outset of the establishment of that ministry in particular, we raised significant concerns. The opposition raised significant concerns about its mandate and the necessity of it being separated from the Ministry of Justice. Now we see that so much money has been spent on the building alone, and where is the output? It seems as if, I don't even know, I probably need to ask my colleagues, what is happening with the Constitutional Reform Committee? What is happening? I hear that they want to bring it to Parliament, but the extent of public consultation that should have happened for such a critical constitutional change, we don't see it yet. We don't see it yet. A paltry amount of town hall meetings. It does not suffice for the level of consultation that should be happening or that we anticipated happening. And so for me, the fruits that should have at least come out of it, not even the bare minimum is there to show for me. And so I'm deeply concerned about this whole process of constitutional reform and where we're going with it. For me, one of the critical issues, we've made this clear as a youth organization, we've made this clear as a party, that it doesn't make sense for us to move away from the monarchy, but still be retaining the Privy Council as our final court. Right? Mm-hmm. That's one of the significant matters that have come up in this process of constitutional reform. And there's no resolution on that yet. I don't know where the government is going with it. And for me, the opposition has signaled clearly that we are not going to be in agreement with it if we don't fully contemplate the removal of the Privy Court as our final court. It doesn't make sense. If we're drifting from a colonial system of having the monarchy as the head of state, then we should indeed look at having our own court. That's one of the significant matters that not even that we've been able to have significant public discourse around. And so it's deeply disappointing what has happened. It's even more frustrating and angering now to hear that so much money has been spent on just rent alone. And it brings up so many questions in the public domain of who is benefiting from this.
That's why I asked the question.
Benefiting?
That's why I asked the question, who owned the building?
We're yet to find out. But everything I see, it's unraveling. It's unraveling slowly but surely. All these instances of a lack of transparency that have prevailed throughout the time of this administration leading the country, they're coming out.
Senator,
And
go ahead, finish, go ahead.
no, I say to the Jamaican people that, you know, them have to take stock of what is happening.
Yes.
We cannot be having 3 ministries that are so critical to our nation's development. You know, trillions, not even millions, trillions of dollars missing. Today, I spoke at length about education and education reform in our country. And one of the issues that constantly came up is how we're going to fund it. How we're going to fund it? The money is there. It obviously just needs to be allocated in the right ways and to the right programs and policies that are going to benefit the people. So Jamaica needs a change.
Yes, indeed.
Need a change.
Senator, I know you have to go, and I know everybody else have to go, but can you all bear with me for another 5 minutes to just take some calls? Is it okay?
Let's do it. Let's do it. And I want to say hello to my mother and auntie who are faithful listeners. I don't know how they reach on tonight because I didn't tell them I was coming on, but they're here. So let me say hello.
I think this thing went around. Every time I put up something, people, who subscribe end up seeing it.
Yes.
I must say, Senator, your mother created, God help her to create a very nice daughter to serve the people of Jamaica. And, I must lift my hat to your family because you stand up for the Jamaican people. You continue to do so. Yes. And I lift my hat to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
For those who want to call in and ask questions and interact with our senator for about 10 to 15 minutes or 5 minutes, the numbers are 954-529-8030. It is a WhatsApp number too, 954-529-8030. Call in and let us have some interaction. You want to ask some questions, you want to talk to the senator, or Michelle, who is the councillor, or our Guild, future Guild president, because he's going to win, You're going to win it, man. You're going to win it. And make sure that when you win, your voice is being heard from Rex Netterford Hall.
Yes, that is the plan. That is the plan. That is the plan. Advocacy is my middle name at this point.
Yes, let your voice be heard. From Galena Head Mountain to Drunker Head Mountain to Blue Mountain Peak. From Negril Point to Moran Point. We cannot continue like this as a nation. We have to stand up for this country. This piece of rock is bleeding from within. And Jamaica is knocking behind Haiti's back door. Whether we want to believe it, yes or no, we are knocking behind Haiti's back door. Anyone want to call into the show? The number is 954-529-8030. Senator, when you sit in the Senate and you hear what is going on, don't you feel frustrated sometimes?
I do. Sometimes I really feel frustrated.
One moment.
Okay.
Hello, good night, caller. Welcome to Mek Wi Talk.
Yes, Jeffrey. I called before, but I didn't get to ask the questions I wanted. We were talking about the Prime Minister and his wife. But
yes, sir.
I want to commend the young people that are taking up the mantle now, because I think that's what Jamaica really needs. Young people to the fore, because young people is what bring about changes. Not older people. I'm older too, but no disrespect to people that are elderly. Because young people have fresh mind, fresh ideas, and I think that's what Jamaica need right now, and I commend them. And although I live abroad, whatever I can do to support them, I definitely will. But the question I want to ask is about the crime and violence. The young man there on the program, he talked about, you asked him about being corrupt. Well, I want to let him know that Jamaica is ranking the 1, 2, 3 most corrupted country in the world today. It's ranking with places like Mexico and some other countries in the South America. And it's a shame So I want to ask the senator what plan she has to address crime and violence, because that is one of the main things why a lot of Jamaicans that migrate don't want to come back home to invest. There's a lot of Jamaicans abroad. I talk to a lot of people. I'm not going to disclose who I am, but
Please
you know,
don't.
maybe some.
And hold on for me now, sir. In the interest
Yes,
of time, let the senator answer the question you asked.
yes.
Yeah, thank you, Carla, for that question. Critical matter, crime, citizen safety. You know, I think it was in my first presentation in the Senate, I spoke about us having a balanced approach. On my last presentation in the Senate too, spoke about us having a balanced approach to crime. Now, the government has consistently put forward the states of emergencies as one of their major crime fighting tools. Notwithstanding that there have been, certain improvements to our crime fighting mechanisms or our police force, the military, that's all good, well and fine. But I think that crime and violence is so deeply inculcated into our society that it will take a lot more than that to stem the tide of crime and violence. One of the things that I've been fiercely championing is that we have to get to the root. We have to get to the root of crime. We have to understand the contributing factors. Is that we have to get to the root.
Yes, can I put myself, please?
We have to get to the root.
Turn off your
Okay.
device in the background, please. Turn off the
Come on,
background.
it's turned off.
One moment for me, please. Let the senator finish her remarks. One moment, please. Senator, go ahead.
Oh,
Okay, thank
okay.
you. So we have to get to the contributing factors, to the root of the problem, right? Once we're able to assess those contributing factors, then we can have solutions to them. So we have to point out too that young people especially are one of the groups that are the major perpetrators of crime. So they're doing the crime and they're also the ones on the receiving end of criminality. So we have to target them specially. Also, we call them underserved youth. Some people say unattached. I don't really love the term because to me they're attached to something. We just need to get them attached to the right things. So we need to target those groups. We need to look at the effects of poverty, because when a man don't have food, and I'm not saying that everybody will resort to this, but some people, they don't see a way out. For them, they venture into criminality. We have to look at the cultures that exist in our communities where, if you're not involved in the badness, then you become a victim of the badness. You understand? So there are certain nuances in our country that we have to assess and come up with some solutions. But for me, the solutions have to go to the root of the problem. So we need to look at providing job opportunities for more young people. Right? And somebody said livable wage. Yes, we need to look at ensuring that our young people have access to earning opportunities that will allow them to thrive in the country. We need to look at systems of mentorship. There are far too many young people who are just going through this life all on their own without any guidance, any care in this world. And for some of them, their parents aren't able to provide the kind of guidance that they need. So for me, and the PNP has been constantly pushing this program of a system of mentorship for young people that will allow them to have the kind of guidance that they need to situate themselves as positive citizens. We need to also look at how we engage the community programs, youth groups. Yes. We need to place more emphasis on that, because that's how we're going to keep our young people away from staring into a life of crime. So while we put in the necessary infrastructural developments for the crime fighting, we also have to get to the social implications and look at, addressing those implications head on. Education is another big tool that we can use to stem the tide of crime. So all of those come together for us to have a balanced approach. And that is where I think we need to go as a country.
Yes.
I just wanted to mention one thing.
Hold on a minute. Go ahead, Councillor.
There's one important thing that I think needs to be said. I am a criminal defense attorney, and one major factor for crime is that a lot of the perpetrators are in the prison systems. They are still attached to the communities. They still run the communities from within their jail cells or within the prison system. And so prison reform is
Yes.
very important. They are not there's no proper rehabilitation system in Jamaica. The Dons run the country from within prison, and it's a sad reality. They have access to telephones. They still are connected. Them still run the communities, and so this is something in the crime fighting strategy. The government has not done anything to provide for this, and this is causing criminal activities within our space because of their strong connections to the communities as we speak.
Yes.
So true.
Paula, you're there. Ask a question for me and hang up and we'll answer the question.
Okay, yes. Good night, everyone. Well, I agree with the person who spoke first in it and just the lady just now. But I think there's another thing to the crime. I think when we take away, and I'm not speaking about abusing people's children now, but I think when we take away corporal and capital punishment away from the society, I think that should have still been on the book. Maybe we would not have used it very frequently as before, because I think when we were growing up it was abuse. So we're not saying that we should abuse anybody, but we think we should have that skill to allow children to know that there is a penalty when you do certain extreme crime or extreme bad behaviors. And what we do, we take it away, and we find out that these, and we create more problem for ourselves, because we already have the crime exists from to some extent poverty. And then
you have a question for me, please. Ask the question, hang up and we'll answer the question for you.
Okay, my question is, what do you think is the best method or best way going forward to prevent crime as it is now? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for calling in.
Okay.
Senator Michelle or our good friend from the UWGIL, you're gonna...
As a young man, seeing most times, the young men within society, the victim of their circumstances. What I do believe is that sometimes we feel as if we have no other choice than to go down that path. I want it to be a case where young people, you don't have to take that road. I want where we can see that, okay, there are clear opportunities for young persons to move out of their situation, they're from either rural areas or, to make something of themselves rather than to go into crime, because sometimes they feel as if
Yes. All right, thanks. Good night, caller. Welcome to Mek Wi Talk. Where are you calling from?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Yes, you
Florida.
have a question. Ask a question for me, please. And you can hang up and we'll answer the question for you.
What I would like to see is that we the people in the diaspora, with all foreign exchange to Jamaica, so that Mr. Holness can release the name of the 6 people who are enriched and don't want to disclose. So that is the way we in the diaspora will have to do it.
Okay, thanks for calling in.
You're welcome.
Oh, Lord. Good night, caller. Welcome to Mek Wi Talk. Where are you calling from? Good night.
Good night. I'm calling out of Texas.
Yes, sir. You have a question for the senator or the panel?
Yes, sir. I think. Good night, everybody, panel, senator, and everybody. I think y'all was talking about the Speaker of the House.
Yes.
But I think that should be the Prime Minister who sit his wife down and tell her she shouldn't be the Deputy Speaker. He's the one that allow all that to happen.
Well, thanks for calling. I'll have Senator answer that for you. Well, she can't answer that, but we'll comment on that. Thank you for calling in.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Senator, you want to comment on that one? You don't want to comment on that?
Boy, I don't know what to say, because I don't know. I wouldn't trust the Prime Minister to say that to the Speaker. I don't know if he would even consider doing that.
Oh, Lord of mercy, sir. We're seeing the same thing that you're seeing them, Senator.
I would have put my faith in. I would have hold my.
Oh Lord, if not we're losing. Yes. Senator, you there
Are
with
you
us?
hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
go
man,
ahead.
I'm here. Yeah,
Mhm.
I wouldn't hold my breath for him to do that. Considering that he hasn't made any other comment about it, and several other issues of transparency, he's floundered on. So I don't envision him being able to do that.
But
So
Senator,
that's a case for them.
doesn't it look bad for a prime minister cannot verify his declaration for over how many months now, whatever now? I'm even confused. How long this is now, Senator?
Years, but months, years. It has been years. And I'm not getting a sense of urgency from the Prime Minister to clarify. As a parliamentarian, I can tell you that, the process of getting your filings certified, it can be tedious sometimes because sometimes it's a lot of information that you have to collate. But as responsible leaders, the onus is on us to ensure that we are constantly in contact with the commission to make sure that we sort out our business. I'm not seeing the kind of urgency that we would expect from a prime minister to sort this out. It has been years that have not been certified. So he has a duty as the leader of this country to come forth and say what is happening. Or to relinquish the post if he's not able to get this done.
Let me ask you a question, Senator, because I'm pretty much sure you're more vast about the Constitution than I do. Is there a part in the Constitution of Jamaica? Well, he was the one who said in the first 100 days he will put in legislation for term limits and for
fixed election date
and fixed election date and all now.
And the Bugrel Act. So
Yes.
all of those things are still outstanding. So it's unfortunate that we can't trust the word of our Prime Minister. And that's
well, I'm going to play something, and I don't want you to be offended, but I'm going to play. It doesn't concern you not because I know you and I take you for a friend, but a lot of Jamaicans and the gentleman who said this, my God, may God help Jamaica. Where it is? Oh, here it is. Listen to this.
I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians.
It's an unfortunate label, because I tell you, Jeffrey, you see, before I come into this politics thing,
yes,
people wouldn't even think to question, my honesty as a person. Yes. But it's unfortunate that is how many persons in the country see politicians, and it comes down to the track record. We just spoke about the Prime Minister talking about, naming out the promises from 2016 that he would do in the first 100 days of his tenure. And it's been years now, and those things have not come to the forefront. So it's based on the track record of successive administrations, of different leaders in the political space, why people have drawn those inferences that we cannot trust politicians. And this is where we started. We're bringing it back full circle. I believe that the young generation, we have to know better, we have to do better, we have to aim to lift the bar and to maintain a certain standard and to really allow the Jamaican people to trust us again. And that comes from being frank, that comes from being transparent, that comes from being honest. It comes from us really, really showing that we are willing to serve, not scrape, that we are willing to level with the people. You understand? So we have to change that narrative. I'm hoping that I can be a part of that narrative changing. Yes. We have young people like Michelle coming in. We have people on the university campus. It's up to us to really change the face of politics and make it something that is about the people and about service again.
Michelle, I want to ask you this question. I know you all have to go. I want you to go at 9 o'clock, not at 10 o'clock, at 9 o'clock. I'll let you all go by that time. Because I don't want to send it to when I call her. She said, no, I can't come back on. It take too long to take me for the program. I want her to come back on. Michelle, let me ask you this question, though, Michelle. As a criminal lawyer, and I think Senator need to investigate this too. Do you know that our convicted persons in prison has a right to vote?
I
Are
did
you
not
aware of
know
that?
that. No, I wasn't aware of that. I was not aware of that.
I'm having a program on it. And I
Wow.
want Senator to dig deep in the Constitution. I don't remember exactly in the Constitution that is. But the people who are incarcerated, they have a right to vote. There's nothing in our Constitution that says that they don't have a right to vote. If I'm wrong, I'm standing to be corrected. I can't remember exactly where in the Constitution, but it says that people who are incarcerated has a right to vote. And go ahead.
No, finish.
And for far too long, I think both political parties has overlooked that. And there are some things in our Constitution that I believe, my personal belief, that both shall. One moment. Good night. Welcome to Mek Wi Talk. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Fort Myers, Florida.
Hey, Justice, how you doing?
Good, man. Good.
You see my panel that you asked me for, these lovely people at the hand, young people?
Oh, yes, man.
You have a question, Justice, because I know they have to go anytime soon. So if you have a question, ask the question for me and they'll answer when you hang up, sir.
All right, real quick. Well, it's not a question, it's a comment rather.
Yes. Go ahead.
And I'd like them to elaborate on it. I think what has happened in Jamaica, the people that we are supposed to trust in that our leaders, they have betrayed our trust. And now the voices that are louder, that are inspiring and motivating our young people are the voices of entertainers and people that have questionable intentions. And those are the voices that are very loud in Jamaica right now. And that is what is causing the mishaps that we have been having. They're promoting do not vote. They're promoting scamming. They're promoting get rich. They're promoting to hell with education. And this is what we're facing and dealing with.
Thank you very much for calling in, Justice.
Mm-hmm.
You want to comment on that? I'll give you all 2 minutes to comment on that. That we can, Senator, I don't know if I should ask you this question, doing Senator. Because I don't want to put you on the spot at all. The gentleman used a word a while ago. And a former comrade of the People's National Party in Trelawney used that word in a political campaign trail. And I don't know if I should really, but I'm gonna see if I can make you listen to it.
I'm aware of that video. I'm aware of that video.
Do you want to comment on it, or you don't want to comment on it?
I mean, what I'll say is that it was a most unfortunate statement. I believe that the leader took the appropriate action. The caller just now spoke about some of the social crises that we're experiencing as a country. And it's important that as leaders, we show that we're serious about eradicating those crises, about stemming that crisis. So it cannot be that we're seemingly on the side of what we're trying to eradicate. So I think the appropriate response was given. It wasn't, I didn't expect it, of course, from somebody who is my colleague, who is a comrade. And, it's unfortunate that was said. But I can appreciate that an admission of the wrong was given. And I think that was a good first step, coming out of something so unfortunate. But just All right, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'll come back to it.
No, go ahead. Because I gotta run and turn off something. So just go ahead and continue talking for me now, please. Please,
No,
I beg you.
I was just mentioning the what we're speaking about before about who can vote, and I was saying that it's something that I'll have to check on, because as far as I know, there's I don't see where there's anything that prevents them from voting. I don't know if, Michelle, that you've seen anything. I don't know if it's a matter of them being enumerated or not, but it's something that I'll check on, because it's indeed an interesting question. I never contemplated that before.
I know the overall view is that once you are in the custody of the government, that certain rights, your limitation of certain human rights is upheld. So I would think one of those rights would have been your ability to vote and exercise your democratic right. I believe it would fall on the fact that your right is limited. So I never ever looked on the issue, but just in general sense, I believe once you are in prison under the custody of government, that your rights are limited in that regard.
Yeah. I know that it makes mention of persons who have been convicted of crimes involving electoral crimes or something like that. I'll check and clarify though, Jeffery, and send you a note if anything.
Please. Go ahead, Michelle.
The logistics of it though, because even on the 22nd, when the police and the EOJ workers had to vote, that was chaotic, because you have some police officers who were probably stationed at one parish, but now they have been relocated, or at the time they are not on the police officers list, they're on the general list, and unbeknownst to them, they would have shown up on election day, realizing that they were actually supposed to vote from the other day. So it has its nuances, and I am thinking, how would they work the logistics? Globally, I know that in some countries they don't vote, but in Jamaica, it's never an issue that anybody would have raised. But essentially, I'm just considering how the logistics of that would really work.
I'm going to dig deeper in the whole thing with the Constitution and with people who are incarcerated pertaining to voting. Senator, I'm glad you all touched on voting. The electoral office of Jamaica, in my views, and maybe I'm wrong, in my views, you don't think they need some haul and pull up?
Most definitely. I don't know. I'm only so I'm not old enough to say that this is the longest we've waited for election results, but I've heard
it is the longest.
See, I've heard other persons who have many more years on me say that it's the longest, and it's concerning. I think that there's a need for a postmortem of what really happened, what were the shortcomings, and where things need to be rectified, because I don't think we can go into a general election like this. There were some logistics. I know on election day, and as Michelle mentioned, on the day when the police and soldiers voted and the workers voted, there were some serious logistical errors on that day also. So there's some matters that really need to be rectified. For me, I spent almost 30 minutes waiting to vote. And so, yes, and in a lot of places, there were reports of that being used as a tool to turn people away. And so there are certain things that need to be sorted out, especially with the training of workers.
And there were even polling stations where even up to 7 o'clock, people were still in lines waiting to be voted, because the people came out and the time was not adequate enough.
What? And also there's a large amount of people I gather that have not collected their new IDs. So when you go in to vote and you have to swear or affirm, that for me took a long time, because they couldn't find your name. You have to go through the process of fingerprinting. So it was a tedious process. Really was. So I just want to encourage everybody, get your IDs, please. Get your IDs.
Michelle, I'm going to ask you this question. Did anybody approach you at any time at all to give them money for their vote?
No.
You know why
They
I asked
didn't
the
approach
question?
me.
No. You know why I asked the question? Because there's things floating around on social media and in the news where Minister Marlin Malahufort, along with Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, said that people approached them in their constituency and said, Madam MP, wow, give me money and I'll get my vote, you know.
I think they do it in another way. They will like, buy me a drink now, but you know, they will see on election day, buy me a drink now. You indirectly interpret that probably them a beg you thing, but none ever outrightly came to me to say, me go want to pay for the vote. I guess because most of them understand the type of person I am and what would be my stance. So them not gonna really try that with me.
Young Graham, you are a young man getting into school politics and into international politics soon. Have you heard of Jamaicans, politicians giving Jamaicans money to buy vote?
I remember was it 2020? Yes, I do believe it was 2020. I'm from the southeast part of Kernan, and I do remember conversations where, because in that constituency, I do believe the Jamaica Labour Party won by a landslide, really. And there was a case where a lot of persons sold their votes. That's what was going around the community. That, oh yes, time hard, and we get a thing, and that's what my grandma normally would say. I want to sell our vote though, and
Senator, I'm gonna make no go now, but I have to say this. I find it very hypocritical. Hold on, you have a next call coming in. Hold on a minute. Hello, good night, caller. Welcome to Mek Wi Talk. Where are you calling from?
Hi. Good night, Mr. Tavares, and to your panel. I'm calling you from New Jersey.
Good night, ma'am. How are you
And I've been watching and listening for a very long time now, but what prompted me to call is the young people.
Yes.
I've been asking this question over and over. Why can't Jamaica have more young people doing this type of work? The reason why I say that, I also have 2 great grandsons there, very brilliant, and can't even get a good job. And this been going on for years. Give the young people a chance. They are high school graduate from the university, whether it's in Jamaica or abroad. Some of them even went back home. Why can't these young people get an opportunity, to put some spotlight on what is going on in the world? And my next thing is, we see all these people running around campaigning and doing all these things. And if you listen to how some of these people speak to others, are all these people study politics? Are all these people graduate from any kind of university? Or they just take somebody out of a district or a town or a parish and just let them run? Because, Mr. Tavares, and I know on your panel now, that doesn't happen in America, England, or Canada. You have to have something up here, right? You have to have something up here.
Let me say something to you, ma'am. The Jamaican Parliament have somebody in there right now. Jeffery, shut your mouth.
Shut up, Jeffrey. No going any further. But I don't know if the 2 young persons is still on. Actually, 3.
All 3 of them are still on. The beautiful is still on.
Yes, congratulations to you, Senator, and the attorney and the other young man. I pray to God that one day God will let me live long enough to see you both go further in what you're doing, because you're a living example right now to my 2 grandsons in Jamaica. It is just so sad when you look here and you saw a debate with these college students, and they went to the White House. They go to all these conferences. They go to everything. And the way how, you know, they're so smart. Why can't we have that back home? And if they give the young people the opportunity to get involved, I'm telling you, a lot of these young people wouldn't get involved in crime. I know what I'm talking about because of where I used to live.
Yeah.
And as I said, I am praying. Young lady and young man, I take off my hat to you, even though I don't have one on my head right now. I'm at my dinner table talking to you. Congratulations on what you're doing. Keep up the good work. And you're an example to my two grandsons and other young people, but they need a break.
Yeah.
It's too much of us sitting up there and not doing anything but just receiving for themselves.
Yes,
I've never seen any country put their wife the Speaker of the House in all my life.
Thank you very much.
Look at, let's use Bill Clinton and Hillary. Hillary wasn't Speaker.
Nope.
She was Secretary of State, right?
And she was Senator.
Yes, that's okay. And Senator. Speaker of the House, everything is sweeping underneath the floor, underneath the bed. I'm gone. Good night, Mr. Tavares. I will talk to you again. I also need to speak to Mr. Buchanan and Mr. Radigan, but it will have to be more of a private phone call.
Yes, I will let them know.
I need to have a talk with them. It's kind of a serious situation that I maybe have to actually meet in person.
Oh, Lord.
Because I know they would advise me and how to go about taking care of something.
Yes, ma'am.
That, you know. Leave it right there. Yes. Congratulations, young people.
Thank you. Thank you
Keep
so
up the
much.
good work. Okay, darling. Take care.
And on that
Bye-bye.
note, I'm going to let both Senator, thank you for calling in, caller.
Yeah, man. Cool. Bye-bye.
I'm going to let Senator have her final word before she go, or closing remarks to the people of our country and the Jamaican people in the diaspora. Senator, before him give your final comment, you know, I'm going to say something to you and to Michelle and to young Graham there. A lady called me from Pennsylvania, I think, yes, that she have lands in Jamaica, 4,000 acres of land in Blue Mountain Peak. And somebody from in the Lands and Survey Department in Jamaica sell 1,000 acres of the woman land. What is going on in Jamaica? And it begs to ask the question, why the Prime Minister of Jamaica have 18 ministries under his watch? And one of them is the Ministry of Lands. The woman have been asking about her land. They give her on a merry-go-round, a well-known Jamaican who have bank, me not call on him, have most of the woman land, the plant coffee pan. These are things going on in the country. The level of corruption going on. Senator don't have work to do, you know. Senator Morris don't have work to do for the people of our country and for the people who live in the Jamaican diaspora. Yeah. Who this government, and I'm not afraid to say it, thief in the land, left, right, and center. We have proof to it. There's a lady now somewhere in Canada. And when people like Wilfred Rattigan decide to put a lawsuit against them, they're saying we don't have any standing. Yet, how much billions of dollars is being sent to Jamaica by members of the diaspora? We're in some serious problem in this country. And everything lies on you, young people, to move this country forward and get us out of the ditch that we're in. Senator, your closing remarks.
You know, Jeffrey, during the local government, the Prime Minister chided us for saying that the election is a referendum on his leadership. And I believe that it was. It was, in fact, the Jamaican people saying that this cannot go on any longer. And I believe that there are many Jamaicans who are waiting here and abroad to send a stronger signal in the general election that things have to change. This evening, I'm happy that we have young people on because, as you said, young people have to be a part of creating the future that we desire as Jamaicans. And in the PNP, I'm happy to see that there are several young candidates who are on the rise. There are several young leaders who are on the rise, who are putting in the work. And we have a saying that in the PNP, we build youths, we don't wreck them. And I'm really happy to see the quality of leadership that is coming up in the politics, that is coming up in the party. And for me, you always say that I'm passionate. And for me, it's not just about putting on the orange clothes. Yes, I love my party dearly, but I feel like I love Jamaica even more. And we have this responsibility to make sure that we stand in the crease, that even though it gets frustrating, we continue to speak, we continue to defend, we continue to advocate, we continue to engage, because things have to change. I see
Hold
that
on
you're
for me,
getting a
Senator.
call.
Okay, the person hung up. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, because things have to change, and that is the reality. I said earlier that I fear for the Jamaica that we will have if we don't drastically change things. I'm not talking about a little bit of incremental change. I'm talking about leaps and bounds change. We have to start to think more radical and be bold in how we operate. I believe that the current government, they talk a good talk, but I'm not seeing the action behind it to benefit the everyday Jamaican, not just the 1%, but the Jamaicans who are going about their daily life. They are looking to the state to lead. They're looking to the government to lead. And the type of leadership that I'm seeing now is one that causing us to question if there's any hope. And we cannot continue like that in that state of hopelessness. So my wish tonight is that we will get serious as Jamaicans, is that we will send a signal, is that we will say no more, and we will say time come now. And we'll actually be a part of the change that we want to see in our country. There are significant moves that we have to make. I believe that the PNP is perfectly positioned to lead that change. We have done it before, and we have plans to do it again. It's not like we just a talk and we say, oh, the manifesto come, and like some people, no manifesto no come. We've been constantly putting in the work to come up with serious plans for the people. And I think at this point, we ask the Jamaican people to give us that chance to lead, to give us that chance to make the change that is needed. And that's my final comment for tonight.
Michelle, your closing comment.
I think Senator said it very adequately and nicely that a young people time. And what I like is the fact that even me as a young person be given the platform to serve as councillor for the Duhaney Park division. I don't intend to take it lightly, because change starts within communities, then by extension divisions, and then by extension constituencies, and then the ripple effects take onto the country. I take my upcoming job very seriously. And I believe that if we can all work in our respective capacities, we will see the change that we want to see. So I want to tell everybody who's listening tonight to look out for me, that I intend to make my mark, that this one is for the books, and that the quality representation that I will be giving to the people of Duhaney Park will transcend, and the impact will be felt throughout this country, that will inspire other councillors to do their jobs just as efficient as me, and that Jamaica will be a safe place, because young people time, and we have to lead the charge, and it starts with us. We have to use the little platform that we're given to make the big changes. And I'm just excited about the work that I'll be doing. I'm excited about being a first time. This is all new to me, but with the help of God and with the help of people and the community, I believe in people power. So essentially, I'm just excited about everything. And I'm any young girl or young boy that's listening tonight, just know that you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. And this has been a childhood dream for me to become a lawyer and a politician, and I'm living in that regard. So I'm inspiring the young people to be bold enough, to be dare enough to believe that you can represent your own. And so that's my few words for the people tonight.
The lone man in the building. Your closing remarks,
All right,
sir.
so I'll start by saying thank you for having me. It's an absolute pleasure. But
don't be a
I want
stranger
to
now,
say, no man, I'll be here. You know, I want to reflect on the song where they say, I believe the children are the future. But in this case, I want to use the word youth. I believe that, you know, the youth are the future. And remember the name, Graham Evangelist. Everybody who is watching, remember the name. You'll hear more, you'll see more, and expect great things from me. You know, I want to give a bit of testimony, you know, of my life. I was never this person. But one day I said, you know what? I want to be a change for those who don't see themselves, you know, moving forward. I want to be that example for those who feel like they don't have a choice. And believe in yourself, believe in everything that you do, and just do your best. Thank you.
And I want to say thanks to Senator Morris, Michelle, and yourself for coming onto my program. It takes me about 3 to 4 months to get Senator to come. I'm just kidding. I know she's very busy. Unmute your mic.
I'll try not to stay away for so long.
Please don't. And I hope Michelle can organize a group of young people in your constituency to come onto this program.
Of course.
And please do.
Anytime you're ready.
Senator, have my number. Please do. I want to get some young people to come onto the program. And not only my program, but also Mr. Rattigan's program and other programs. Because we need to get the young people to come out and speak what is going on in our country. And where do they see this country going? And on that note, I want to say thank you all for coming on. Thank you so much. And don't be a stranger to this program. Okay?
Thank you again for having us, and good night to all your listeners. Thank you for the questions, for the comments, for the encouragement. Blessings.
Yes, and I hope one of these days that Senator can come on and spend a 2 hour with me. People can call in and, you know,
yes,
and ask questions. And I don't know if Senator can organize a comrade that could come on and talk to the people too.
He hasn't been on us yet?
He's so busy.
Oh.
I try to get him on, he's so busy. So
okay, I know that now he's preparing for budget presentations.
And so, that is even worse.
Yes. So I'll talk to his team and see what can happen for.
Please do, because I think members of the diaspora want to hear from him, because the diaspora is really upset with what's going on in Jamaica. Yeah. And the only lead that we have, and the only hope that we have for Jamaica is Mark Golding. And I think the time has come for all of us to rally around a single cause and a single purpose. Rally around the one legal defense fund that can help the people bring lawsuit against a government. The one legal defense fund put up by Wilfred Rattigan.
Yeah.
Rally around it. Senator, thank you all very much for coming on. God bless you all.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thanks much. That was Senator Gabriella Morris and also the Michelle and that young man there. For those who want to call in and talk to us about, you know, what you hear today, what is your views on the program, what is your views on what Senator just said, the numbers to call is 954-529-8030. Where the number disappear to? Lord of mercy. Here it is. Oh, uh-oh. Here it is. Hold on for me, please. I think I've lost the number. Hold on for me. 954-529-8030. That's the number to call into the program. We're going to come off anytime soon, but just call in and talk to us. What do you think? What happened? What do you think about the program this evening? Did the senator answer any question that you all post rather? And did you think that the senator present her plea to the country or to the people? Well, I'm talking nonsense now. I want to sleep. But, you know, when you look at what is going on in Jamaica, you know, is the youngest of Jamaica going to save Jamaica, you know? Is the youngest of Jamaica going to save this country of ours? Not the older set. Because the older set held bend them not leaving power. They love power. The older set of Jamaicans, they love power left, right, and center. And they help bend them and not leaving power at all. My God. The country is in serious crisis. The numbers to call into the program is 954-529-8030. I know some people were calling and I think they oh Lord, my good friend, calling back to the program, man. I'm gonna call him. Hold on, I'm gonna call him. Make I call him myself. You're live on the program, my boss. Well, how you doing?
You're doing a good job, Mr. Jeffrey.
Yes,
a very
sir.
good job. But you should ask the senator also why the diaspora doesn't have standing to vote. We got to be able to vote. All right? So next time around.
No, but hold on
because
there. I had asked her this question when she was on previously at one point, and I think she had said that it has to, some constitutional amendment has to happen in the parliament. And the government has to bring it to the parliament along, well, the opposition can bring it to the parliament too. But because of the majority of opposition, of government senators, maybe it would even pass, you know. But the next time she come on, I'm going to ask the question.
Well, that got to be the case, because right now, if people understand what's going on in Jamaica, they better wake up, because the whole world is falling apart. You see what's happening in Haiti?
Yes.
The same thing is going to happen in Jamaica, because we have a bunch of people running the country that don't care about the citizen. And like I said before on Wilfred Rattigan program, the youths is the future. We got to rise them up to get up, stand up, and fight for their rights, because they got to take over the country when we are long gone. All right? These old people don't want to let go. Vaz and all of them. You understand? And they're taking on the country with them. America does not love Jamaica. They only have interests, just like Canada and England. People better wake up, man, and see the direction Jamaica is going in, because right now, Jamaica is falling, and very fast, down a slippery slope. And the Jamaican people don't stand strong. We're going to start speaking Mandarin and all kind of different language in Jamaica, because we, the Jamaican who speak Patois, that's going to go. That's going to go. We're going to need a visa to visit our own country. Right, Mr. Tavares, keep the good work. Flood your program with youths. They are the future. Every one of us got to stand behind the Jamaica One legal foundation.
Yes.
So we could do what we're supposed to do or what we are gonna do. And under that umbrella of the foundation, there's a lot more to come. Stay sharp, stay tight. All right, Mr. Jeffrey.
Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for your encouraging words. Thank you so much.
All right, cool.
Cool. The numbers to call is 954-529-8030. 954-529-8030. We can take some more calls. Call in and let us know. Yes, the Legal Defense Fund is OJLDF.org. That's One Legal Defense Fund. OJLDF rather. OJLDF.org. That's One Legal Defense Fund. That is put up by Wilfred Rattigan and all of us here. Remember to join Mr. Rattigan program on Saturday, where he will have some young people coming on to join his program on Saturday too. We're gonna have some young people coming onto the program to speak about what is going on in our country. I am getting some oh Lord. Is there a current situation in Cuba with food, with the world food? Oh my God. Is there a crisis going on in Cuba? Anybody can tell me? I'm gonna research it. I think there's something going on in Cuba. Oh, Lord have mercy. Can somebody please let me know what is going on in Cuba? Because I am not aware what is going on in Cuba at all. Apparently, there's some food humanitarian crisis going on in Cuba. Let me know. Nobody can let me know. The numbers to call into the program is. That's what I'm trying to find at OT. I don't know what is going on in Cuba. And by the way, the lady who called me today from New York, I think, yes, and she was encouraging me. If you're listening to the program, please call me. I want to speak to you. I think I lost your number. The lady who spoke to me today from New York and was encouraging me after that gentleman called in, and I hung up the phone on that man who was saying that to hell with the Haitian people. The lady who called me after that call from that man, can you give me a call, please? Please give me a call. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. The numbers to call into the program before we go, we're going to go anytime soon, is 9545298030. Apparently, there's some crisis going on in Cuba. I don't have the other laptop in front of me to check it out. But apparently, there's some crisis going on in Cuba, and we're going to find out what that is all about, because Cuba is 90 miles away from us. Hold on for a minute. This person was calling. Let me call out this person. This person was calling to the program. Let me call back this person to answer the phone. Because, you know, we can't have our people calling. Hello, caller. You're calling the Mek Wi Talk program?
Yes, Mr. Jeffery. Yes, I want question I want to ask about. When he say he's gonna turn Clarkstown in Trelawney into a city. Yes, Mr. Jeffery. I was in Jamaica in December, and I tell you, it was a disaster to drive through that part of Trelawney.
Let me ask you a question, sir.
Yes, sir.
You believe everything the Prime Minister said?
I don't believe in not one earthly thing. I'm in Florida, calling from Florida, Mr. Jeffery, and I never know road could look like that in Jamaica. It's a disgrace.
Miss P, hold on there for me. Miss P, if you're listening, my good friend Miss P, who called me and tell me about the Prime Minister saying he's making one place Silicon Valley. Call the program for me. I want to talk to you. Let me tell you something. This Prime Minister, as what Miss P said, that all he does is go around and break grounds. He wonder how she wonder how earthquake at Jamaica already.
Yes, sir. There's more earthquake to come. But Mr. Jeffery, it's a disgrace to drive through Clarkstown. I take like 1 hour from Falmouth to reach to Clarkstown, to Danieltown.
And how,
it's a disgrace, man. My kids them, I bring my kids them with me there, and they said, Daddy, what is these? These are not road. I know these foreign kids, they're funny about certain things, sir. And
how long would it take for you normally if you had good road?
In America or
no,
in Jamaica?
In Jamaica, you said the roads are bad. From Clarkstown to wherever. How long would it take for you to drive on the road if you had good road?
Oh, probably about an hour, 45 minutes. Would take you about 45 minutes to an hour. Yes, Mr. Jeffery. And the next thing again, you cannot make the highway, but you're not looking after the roads in the community where the people them live at. Those are the roads we need to get fixed. For the highway is there, but the highway is there for like you have to pay on the highways. But most of the people live in the community, and those are the roads them should fix. Sir, that's my question on it. That's my take on it.
Wow.
Subject.
Thank you for calling
in.
Yes,
sir.
Thank you for calling in.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Somebody just said something to me.
Yes, sir.
No, not you, caller. Not you. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, sir. All right.
Thank you. The number to call is 9545298030. 954-529-8030. That's the number to call. The lady from New York City who called me today. If you're listening to the program, ma'am, give me a call, please. Apparently, there's some situation going on in Cuba where the government of Cuba has been turning off the light during peak hours to cut the cost, the growing cost of energy bill. There's energy charges going on in Cuba. Jesus have his mercy, dear God. And it's always poor people suffering, you know. The people of the effluence of Cuba society don't suffer, you know. Dear God. 954-529-8030. Hello, good night, caller.
Good night, good night, good night.
Hey, my friend, how
you doing? Woman, but I thought, me, I watch you and listen to you.
You know, the man asks when the payment turn clocks on the city, ma'am.
That will never happen. If you listen at 5 o'clock news this evening, in the hour, I get to catch you good, but the little piece I want me pick out I can't repeat for him like about them. But it promise when grown and make. It's like him I say, no infrastructure can fix without new tax. So it's not just like misinformation says not everything. You must not always believe the word of a politician. It will come to pass.
So he went around Clarkstown, telling the people of Clarkstown, and not give them city, and also give them Silicon Valley, and now he telling the people saying, "Can we?"
Yeah, yes, something like that. He must say, "Me not catch it good." It's alleged. Cause in nice in there, me not get forget it so good. I hide to use your phone. But it's like he must journalists as a team said, them promises were make. He must say the infrastructure and the economy of a bill and things something like that. When I hear it's 100, so I know and tell a lie. But anyway, we'll make it a time.
Was it nationwide?
No man, listen propaganda radio. RGR I do it no much better. But we tell you the truth, with RGR them, the anchor them, it's not that they don't have the capability to do the work and ask the hard question, but they are muzzled. So if they come out and ask it, the CEO and the owner, executive director, ain't gonna fire them because they want them in a pocket. The journalists them have to be careful the question them when they ask. Yeah. That is happening in Jamaica. Right. And in the thing where it hurt me.
Yeah.
And I don't know why my Jamaican people in a diaspora and abroad and mostly Jamaica can't hook there and look. Imagine Asian people are our brothers and sisters. Them no eat susumba when near me, but for them custom that. You tell me people with kids force the sea and come at Jamaica, look, rescue. And you send them back. Never mercy, but no, you go take whatever bank employee if you come at Jamaica.
World Bank employees.
53. Well, how that look? What heart do you have? Mr. Chang, as you look like Mr. Chang, yeah, crab, yeah, look better than feel. You know them man, they not no heart. And where they come from? What do they think? And we the people just sit down and take everything. No, me I call panic woman them, Woman, ladies, female, rise. We need to go down a parliament to demonstrate for some things. No male, we don't want no male there. Just pay woman and girl picnic, woman and picnic, no male. Make them turn them go and pound way. Woman and picnic, no man, no fi. It have to start somewhere. These people are too cruel, man. No, me I hear about one sitting down a Clarendon. Who want left a town and go Clarendon to go turn mayor, councillor, whatever they want to be. I want to them people here.
I don't know.
So we Jamaican people do not have no talk in one country. We don't just get up and make plans and do and feel like no father dead left Jamaica go no and put a name on will. You have our man in Chang too. One of that Chang there. All him go away now. But at Indian one of that Chang there, I think I him was one Fantana one farmer. I don't know which farmer in one. Kevin Chang also?
No, Kevin and Brian Chang.
So where they saw? All them when they talk, Mr. McGraw. And nobody attack for the massive of the people them. Nobody attack for the massive of the people them. But I tell Mr. Holness say, you know, from the thing is not have God, it must come down. And you see what happen around you? You see what happen around you? Worse if it take you.
But Carla,
worse I gonna take you.
Carla, I have never seen so much disrespect. How many councillors cussing each other? The amount of bad word cussing a sip and video with Labour Party councillors. Is that
Almighty take prayer work. So Jamaican people prayer work. Then confused like when them a be about a tower. It tower of Babel. Because the tears of the massive people, the mothers, the blood that upon them, then torment the money where then thief torment them. Them don't know if it's penny. When the people them like me and others we can't buy food and I work so hard, and when we cry, me know in a drop of ground. Cause tears is a language where God understand. Nobody now asks, no politician to come give them food them with food, but just make the country more livable for people. When you get a country where people can fend for themselves and make a good livelihood, crime must come down. You can't stop crime. A man tell a man one word when I like and if he like say, if he flings it now, you can't stop that. But that gruesome crime there, that premeditated crime will stop. It will cut down. People are suffer, people are cry, people are got in bed without food, people wake up a morning, don't know if them are going to live in I said, oh, because they will rent. JPS have a style if you owe them. Then just come, cut your light. Floor them a raise phone bill, even without it come over radio. You go see one notice come by your phone, and there's nobody to talk. Those are the things that happen to people at Jamaica. So why me want to ask the private sector again? What is it that Jamaican people have done you? Why not treat the people, treat we so? Why? That is the question we are asked. You know, sell out the country to, when you call them investor, an investor come and look and dirty nasty Chinese people and disrespect black people in their own country. You never see a Chinese man a walk. Then drive the biggest vehicle. You know, say, I mean, that one place I work, I say, Chinese.
Yes.
Chinese man have driver's license and have gun license.
I can't speak English.
Chinese man have gun permit. And Jamaican people there can get, you have to go through one more rigmarole.
Carla, members of the Jamaican Constabulary Force cannot get a gun license.
Can't get it. All right. What is this going on? What is this?
The country gone, ma'am. Mucky Perkins always said, you know, the center cannot hold. Maranaki upon the land.
Since me there work, and one of my co-worker call, say want some ply I buy. And when he call A hardware. In here 7,000 had. In call B, in here 10,000. And I saw him a growing. My labor right, you know. And then I say, Lord, me say, shut up. I do vote for all it. Shut up. Me say, shut up, no say nothing. This man in him a come and work. And him a complain how he road bad and he taxi when he I skip out a patrol and nearly lick bun. Me say, I hit to no like get used to it. You know want not more than that. Get used to it. So tap talk because you see what happen. None you talk and you still say your labor and I vote for them. So what you complain for? Tap talk, no brother. I say, boy, you know, say it's true, but me say, but nothing. Me and you are co-worker, and if you see me I do something wrong, you're supposed to tell me and withdraw yourself. Or else if me I do something wrong and you come with me, you go down with me too. You're damn fool. Right? So these people just not have no sense. One woman go and beg people $200, then say, what they in a green all about time in a green. And now him a beg $200 people. They ask me if money where they give me if it done already. So you see these people just foolish guy him too per me live. The amount of vote where Labour right win by. One little margin. And like one time when they win landslide, nothing happen. And we the people cannot see. When you get your pay, you have to use pencil and paper and write down what you need or what you can do and subsidize and left where you want. And we continue to live some money that Jamaica, nobody fool you. Jamaica not broke. Jamaica is not broke. Money that Jamaica, but if you
the money is in the hands of the Vumvava and the Vumvavi.
Thank you. Money that Jamaica, money there. If money never there, people would not left other country come and invest because they can get cheap labor. And that's what government set we up for. Because this, we call it BPO, a hotel.
You know something, Carla?
Yeah.
In the Cayman Islands, if an outsider want to come into Cayman to invest, you have to have a Caymanian citizen to invest with. And it's 60-40. The Caymanian get 40% for a period of time. And the other investor get 40%. And in a period of time, it come up where it turn back around where the Cayman wants to get 40% and the investor get 60%. And if we were doing that in Jamaica, you think Jamaica would be a better place?
I mean, even the diaspora, people living in America, Canada, England, right now, other part of the world, we have them dirty money. And they would have come here, come invest it, and make we have jobs and do some exporting and everything. But the Jamaican government block them. Did you know that the people who work in the BPO supposed to get paid in the US are equivalent to?
Yes.
The people who work in the hospitality or the hotel should have get paid in the US are equivalent to.
True.
If you not even give them the US itself, you give them the equivalent to. And people just sit down and feel like all these things is right. When we are going to rise up, Jeffery may tell the truth. If a morning me wake up and hear say black in that town or anyway, if I am what me have to reach there. This government want a message and he want a hard message. Too much talking and he kissing teeth and he going like him and the done him a broke God and nobody can talk to him. Right? We want a message to go to him. If the taxi man them and the bus man and National Water Commission lock down their service, that is a strong message.
Yeah, but you have some of these taxi presidents, ma'am. I mean, I don't care who want to vex with me tonight and who want to listen. You have some of these taxi presidents who form taxis association and all they go there for is spread their nest and milk the poor pauperizing bus and taxi drivers of their own money, ma'am. They don't represent them. When the bus and taxi drivers, hold on for me. When the bus and taxi drivers, they want to demonstrate and stick out. The same president says no, because them getting paid from the government.
You have one day. He mostly depend his send catch inside. Him should have that prison.
When you edit a new man?
When edit a new man, for people little girl when rape and charge for eating at the where you call it the gleaner. Then the thing me attacking a gleaner. Him if he that prison. And people like them, they have in a society. And them if you go away, it's not like a little boy with trouble a little girl where you say they young, give them a chance. A big old thirsty head man, where a 12-year-old picnic. And him in a society said we Adowa. In a sentence municipality, them put back he said in me when did the first Bell Davis. And him get it back. So all this country go fix. He was there before and charged for sitting. And regardless, them saying pay up money. When you charge man, you're tainted. We no response, we don't want you back. But the Labour Party put him back. So you see these people do not mean the people them no good. Jamaica feed them and their family.
And the Jamaican people I mean themselves no good, man.
That I want to. But I gotta tell you, you can't fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people at the time. And you see how near this, you see say none of the Labour people them will win. Them no win by no 1,000 and then no win by no 500-600 and so on, no 2,000. This is a message, a wake-up call.
But caller, have you ever thought?
Yeah.
Andrew Holness come out and say him and Dead Man Mackenzie. Because our good friend Will Lonesome call him Dead Man Mackenzie, but you know.
And a bushrat. A new name, a bushrat.
Have mercy, dear God. Listen, the fact of the matter is, I'm asking, they said they win the election. And you don't see none of them celebrating?
Them no win nothing, we no fool. But because the EOJ and the Electoral Commission and the whole of them is a clique of people. Because everybody in there have secret skeleton in a closet. But give them time, it will come out. Skeleton in a closet. And we want to ask the judge them, the jurisdiction. We want to ask the church, yes, the churches of Jamaica. Is this the church gone to? Where is the voice of the church? Oh, no one tell people.
The church is being bought up, man.
Compromise.
I have been telling people for years, you know, and I make no apology. But the Jamaica Umbrella of Churches and the Jamaica Council of Churches, there is a bunch of hypocrites.
Back then, we can remember like 90s. When any little thing go wrong, even with the civil servant them, Jamaica Council of Church come out and talk and say, no, it is wrong, this is what happened. And oppose it. And now everything that is bad, you know, hear them say nothing about it. I was at work and this lady come and say she has Seventh-day Adventist. I mean, I said, lady, no Christian thing we do, you know. I never no thief, no jump man are there with man in a Jesus name also. Look on the Prime Minister, he say I'm Adventist. The lady get vexed for me. I say, don't call him the name to we. We distance from him long time. He is a disgrace to the Jamaica, to the Seventh-day Adventist circuit. No call that man name, man is Gigi. Yes, the woman get back from me. She came and make the truth. All the way I say in a Christian also. May I agree, but you see, once you call that man name, me begs. Not ever do it again. We have nothing to do with him. Him that disgrace to the Seventh-day Adventist. He said, really? She said, of course. We don't have nothing to do with him. Him and the GG. Brother, I tell you.
Jamaica's in serious
Aye.
crisis.
Don't do all the little pit name. Don't do all this man me I got work. I want little girl I got one permanent high school. Cause you forget good pants to go to school there. And yeah, what she said this man them I talk about some politics. She said she does a beg God. She go do her say see them. And her uncle says him will give her a trip to Canada. But if your uncle thinks him a come back, he said your uncle thinks him a come back, he make a sad mistake. Cause your uncle must say I give him vacation. He said if he think him a come back, he make a sad mistake. Cause worse his mama dead. So he's not coming back. Not coming back. Cause there is no future. There is look up at the high school. Not look up at the young lady. Say there is no future for we. No future. He said the ugly future where him see, I figure work a hotel and him now work there. I figure a call center and him certain say now go there. Oh. Right now he scam of them come from out of call center them.
True.
And this is scam, and this is strongest scamming thing I go on right now.
So true. My good friend.
Right. So well, I tell you.
My good friend.
Boy, Jeffery. Oh, yes, sir.
It hard, power. The country gone. Mayor and occupy the land. The center cannot hold. The people are calling out for help. And nobody to rescue the Jamaican people. Nobody.
Well, them I forgot, just like with Bob. Me people say barbecue a gang leader, you know. And the little when me gather from him, me wouldn't call him a gang leader. Freedom fighter. Barbecue say, every government come and say them are going to help the people and all them are do a full them pocket. And one set of people are dead for hungry while one set of people belly full. He said the one when he area one way name, the one they will lock out. Yes. Him come and say I'm going to do better. And before he do better, he might do worse. So it don't make no sense. And me don't know when promise or when me fi do and when I do. And then determine if he come back, them are go kill him. Them no business or Jamaica have to go do something like that too. We have to go rise up. A few we might fall, but we fall for a purpose, just like what the Singapore man say. If we die for a purpose or our name. We continue to call like Paul Bogle and Sam Sharp and Nanny. Let's not forget.
Yes.
It cannot continue like this. It cannot. If you look down in Jamaica, the birth rate gone, because nobody no want have no more picnic. Because they don't know the future of them. What is this? Very sad. And people are talking about shower. They don't go shower every time, but when they go bed. And plenty of we soon can't bed as garden, because there's no water. Oh.
Carla, my good friend, thank you for calling.
Yes.
Because apparently the Prime Minister promised Silicon Valley and City and he can't fulfill it.
And the market and watch it. But we still, why the labor right there if you hold them accountable?
The whole country, man.
The
whole country.
And STEMs, and the next one when promise is a STEM school. So we want to see the STEM school. Oh. STEM school. Man, one Ligel. Ligel, my wicked enough, I understand. Take Keith Clark, my uncle.
Yep.
And nobody will kill my family. Me not part with them. No part with them. Oh.
And the man who know who order Keith Clark killing is in the Prime Minister. Ambassador Rocky Mead.
Yeah.
He knows who ordered the JDF members to go into Keith Clark home.
And in turn, a penny potentiary, all them with people money. Where them there for? Eh?
Wait, what's the name?
Mal Penipotentiary, what me can't pronounce it. Malau 4Chi. Malau 4Chi now. 4.5 million at a $4.5 million per month for a building.
Yep.
Where a office supposed to have 109 human being manpower working there. Right? And now with 30% of that the people are working there. And you pay $4.5 million a month for rent alone. And police officer carry 120,000. Nurse can hospital no have bed. Hospital no have. Jesus my God. I'm taking a look for me. Eh? Eh? What kind of people them here? 4.5 million. You know how much equipment that could I buy for all of the hospital them?
Yep. And she but the question must be asked though, caller. If she spent $4.5 million on rent alone, how much money
every month?
Every month. How much money she spend? Can somebody calculate this for me? 4.5 million times 12. So 1 year is how much?
That's $54 million a year.
Me mama. $54 million for the year.
I mean Portland. Me know me better than him, but 12, 10, 4, 40, 12, 4, 48, and 12, 5, 60, 48 and 6, 54 million per 12 month, per hand every 12 months.
Jesus have his mercy, dear God.
Nurse can get paid as can teacher where the backbone of the nation. This rumple can get paid. In the hospital itself, you know no good bed. You know no good mercy.
$54 million a year.
And the worst case scenario, at 30% of the workforce is there. Just 30, you know? Not half, not 50%, we're half. Right? Not 75%, we're 3/4. Just 30%. And you pay $4.5 million per month for rent. Who own the building?
Good question.
Who own the building? Vale Royal is a heritage site. What supposed to make? And it and Chichi and me down. Rat bat Chichi this that and me down.
And nobody not living there. It's only the dead prime minister them go there.
Yeah. And that place we could have here make money off if you fix it properly. Either you live in there, if you don't want to live in there as prime minister, you have to make people fit on in a museum. When people visit Jamaica, then go there and visit. Still generate income.
Yeah.
Eh?
But no, they can't do that.
So
they can't do that because they're not gonna make no money out of it.
Lord have mercy, we don't know what happened to the country. Nothing wrong with the country, you know.
Anyway, my friend, tomorrow is another day. You have to go to work. I have to go to work tomorrow morning too. So
yeah,
we all have to go.
Let all straight, you know.
Yes, my friend.
And let us put our hearts and hands together and continue pray because me I tell you say between you and Mr. Ratty, God is good. God is good. God is good.
Yes.
So let us go and seek good unto all Jamaican. The Prime Minister did say it, I think, at 2015. All good Jamaican must hold the government accountable. Let us come together and do that. His word, not our word.
Yes.
Him say all well-thinking Jamaican. You must hold the government accountable. That's when him in the opposition. So now him in the seat, it goes for him too.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And Jamaican, we no matter what party you support, open your eye, look, think. If the country continue to operate like this, 5, 10 years from now, what will our answer be? Please, just look now. You can't make one dog bite you so much time. Or you feel make that happen? When we wake up, man, regardless of party affiliation, this man mash up Jamaica Labour Party. The one party where I sing about Buster man to serve you well. He mash it up. He mash up it. Because the people in the Jamaica Labour Party is not comfortable. They are not. Look for Mr. Hennis. Then go tell Mr. Hennis talk and then they come out and say, Ingo so. And if you listen to the man voice, the man are trembling in voice. Boy, I want to know. The man are trembling in voice. No real man. No real sensible man will reach that the level in a knowledge, even if he been done before. Now put out that there. And then in just turn him out. So the man is under threat and we have begged the US if anything happened to him. Because Mr. Ennis, again, may I tell you, remember Mr. Moore, remember the soldier man. You will go your bed and now wake up. King John own kill him brother at one airport and he just put pass against him and he dead.
Yeah.
You will go your bed and let me tell you, Mr. Ennis, they need you now to save the KSMSC. But as soon as it's saved, you is no more asset to them because you know too much and you have too much in you. Them will get rid of you some way, somehow. Remember me tell you. Oh. Jamaica becomes a movie, a mafia movie. So go watch some mafia show and you will see where my Jamaica. Anyway, Jeffrey.
Yes, ma'am.
Make we go to bed. Big up your wife for me.
I will.
And to all Jamaican, remember, before God and all mankind, we pledge the love and loyalty of our hearts, the wisdom and courage of our mind, the strength and vigor of our body. We promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may under God increase in beauty, fellowship and prosperity, and play our part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. Have a good night, Jeffrey.
Have a good night, my dear. God bless you and keep you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, too. I must say thanks to Senator Gabriella Morris. Thanks to Michelle Thomas. Thanks to Graham, oh Lord, remember his last name. Thank you so much for coming in from the Huey Gill. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you. Thanks to the producers of this program. Thanks to the people who allow me to come on. I must say thanks to my good friend who continue helping me with the posters to put on this program here. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone who made this possible. Thanks to my loving wife who allowed me to come on. Thanks to those who continue giving to help me purchase a laptop. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you so much. And for those who didn't have the chance to give, this is my Zelle. Help me to buy a laptop. Thank you all very much. Thank you all very, very much for giving. And as I said earlier on today, I do this out of the love of country. Out of the love of my country, why I do this. Out of the love of country, why Wilfred Rattigan do this. Out of the love of country, why Herb Nelson Jr., Dr. Rupert Francis and others do this. Out of country, why we do this. And I'm asking everyone on this platform to share this channel, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon, and you know when I go live. Help me to get at least 10,000 subscribers before the end of this month. JamaicanTV.com. Thank you, my friend. You have been faithful. You keep on coming on this program. Thank you so much. For all my friends, Miss Carol and everyone else who is on this program, who continue supporting this Mek Wi Talk program, I lift my hat to you all. I know that, Ian. I know that. Thank you all very much. Thank you all very much for coming on. Thank you. Until you hear my voice again tomorrow, may God bless you and may God bless Jamaica land we love. As what my good friend Miss P just said before God and all mankind, let us spread the love and loyalty of our heart towards this nation. Let us be honest and truthful to each other. And let us try and save this rock of ours, because she is bleeding from inside. Jamaica is hurting. Jamaica is hurting. And we, the Jamaican people, must stop this hurt. We, the Jamaican people, must stand up for ourselves. As I always said on this program, the change that you seek for this country will never, ever come from the two political parties. We the people. The American Constitution speaks about we the people. And I'm saying this, that we the Jamaican people, the power of the change that we seek in this country lies in our hands. It lies in our hands. We the people. We the Jamaican people. No matter where we go in the world, we're all and will always be Jamaicans. Our reggae music is well known around the globe because we are Jamaicans. Our athletes, a Shelley and Fraser Price, a Usain Bolt, a Safa Powell, a Merlin Atty, because of this Jamaica rock that we love. And no matter where we are, we'll continue to fight for this nation. We'll continue to stand up for this rock that we call home. And I say to you all tonight, rise up, you mighty race, and stand for this rock of ours. Stand up and fight for this rock. Thank everyone who gave to the cause of helping me to buy a laptop. Thank you all very much once more for giving to the Zelle. Thank you all very much for giving. May God bless you, and may your store basket never empty. And for all those out there whose cause have been our concern, the hope goes on, the dream still lives, and the dream for a better Jamaica will never die. Have a good night, everyone. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Good night, everyone. God bless you all.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek Wi Talk, my people, Mek Wi Talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek Wi Talk, people, Mek Wi Talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk. People.
Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffery Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffery Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffery Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as